Coming up tonight on Fox TV, the World Baseball Classic opener for Team USA in Houston against the heavy underdog Brazil. Giants starter Logan Webb due to go on the mound tonight. Detroit pitcher Tarek Skubal with his one start on Saturday against Britain. And then Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens goes against Mexico on Monday. Mexico won its opener today in Houston, beating Great Britain 8-2, although the game was tied 1-1 in the 8th. Japan won its opener in Tokyo 13-0 over Chinese Taipei. Shohei Ohtani hit an early grand slam as part of a 10-run second inning. The win to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Venezuela 6-2 over the Netherlands. In college hoops, North Carolina freshman Caleb Wilson is out for the year after thumb surgery. The Raiders cut quarterback Geno Smith. The Texans released running back Joe Mixon, who did not play last year due to injury. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, dack, a ack.
Enter, brother.
That's right. Come on in. With that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 2, not 3, not 4.
Thank you, LeBron.
Not 5.
That's right. No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, Sirius XM Channel 83.
Wow.
And now, we'll
do it live.
on YouTube.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Do it.
Thank you, Bill. Say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Martin Wise.
That's right. And we are indeed the odd couple on this funky Flashback Friday. And guess what? You'll need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet.
Covino and Rich.
No.
Stu Gotts.
No.
Aaron Mallard.
No.
And company?
There we go. At least when people are still awake. Sorry about that, Ben. All right, write it down, commit it to memory, 877-99 on Fox. For you laymen who can't figure out the letters and numbers, it's 877-996-6369.
It's not trigonometry.
That's right. And if you hear feedback on the line, it's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
And if you're calling here and have a problem with what we say to you, tough, because...
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem, turn off your station.
And with all that said, always remember...
The Odd Couple was filmed in front of a live audience.
Sweetie Beanie, yeah.
Indeed. Let's go. Big show. Let me welcome in my co-host for the day. He is one Mr. Martin Weiss in for Kelvin Washington. What's happening, Martin?
Listen, I'm glad I'm making my return to the Odd Couple, just like Jayson Tatum making his return to the court tonight. How about that?
What do you mean? You've been on the Odd Couple. Weren't you on recently? No?
I mean, I'm not saying it. I've been on the Odd Couple more recently than Jayson Tatum's making his return. I was just trying to have a clever turn of phrase, that's all.
Did you got the memo about wearing white today? We're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day, and then we're supposed to wait until the weather breaks, but you got your United States Football League. A league, I know you're just wearing a hoodie. I actually went to a game when I was in high school.
I covered the USFL.
No, I didn't cover the league, but I went to a game at Giant Stadium and sat all the way at the top and paid my $9 for
the
a
Renegades?
Seat. No, the New Jersey Generals.
New Jersey Generals.
Owned by one Donald Trump at the time. How about that? Herschel Walker was the running back, the New Jersey Generals.
And look where you all are now.
Unbelievable. Crazy.
Hosting Fox Sports Radio.
Yes. At least there's one sane one left. How's that? All right, man, a lot of stuff to get to. A lot of football stuff, of course, going on. basketball. You mentioned Tatum, all that, and much more. But first, let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew. We wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without them. The sassy Rob G is our producer.
Bud Mexican is
very sassy today.
Low T energy.
Is it the weekend? Is it, he's tired of the last few days and no Kelvin? So, now he's trying to take it out on me. He's
I guess
mad.
his guy's gone,
It's the problem. PED
Because that's
Rob
his
G.
guy. That's his guy.
PED
Oh, yeah.
Rob G's just got to cycle back on. That's the issue.
And he's a little, I think, you know what, Alex, I wasn't thinking about it. He's a little mad because he saw the scale picture that I sent him.
Oof.
I'm not getting jabbed. I'm not doing 5 days in.
All natural.
All natural and already 5 pounds off.
It's impressive, Rob.
Right?
Good
you
job.
know, once I get started, I'm getting there. So they say I can't do it, Martin, which is I'm going to knock off 51 pounds between now and NABJ on August 10th. You see the way he just threw the papers at me? What's wrong with you? Rob G, come over here.
I've read that's a side effect.
Me and you are going to fight. What is that?
I got to pull the curtain back for you, Rob Parker. Rob G's having a little low T energy lately.
Yeah, he's got something going on.
He should get eugenics.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Of course, Alex is our engineer.
Alex, you're a hidden talent.
That's right. Steve DeSager's at the anchor desk. He'll keep us updated throughout the program. And, of course,
never heard of him.
Elijah.
Who?
Elijah, our social media guru.
He's like Kelvin. He's never here now.
You know what? Elijah doesn't show up. Kelvin's not here. Alex, we're the glue to the Odd Couple
That's
for
what
the
we
last
do, man.
8 years. The glue. Rob G, any company holiday, he's
Gone.
off for 4 days. He don't care.
Nope.
Somebody's got to hold the show together. Me and Alex understand the assignment.
It's true.
No doubt. All right. And when cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve got your back. With up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose, Aleve keeps you going for a long-lasting body pain relief this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains. All right, Rob G., we got news about the Boston Celtics.
Oh, now you want to talk to me. I get it, Rob. That's cool.
Set the table. I need you to set the table.
Uh-huh. See? It's kind of racist, but it's okay.
Not racist.
I mean, it's like a parent to a child, right? Just because you've been acting up doesn't mean you don't have to still set the table.
That's got to be
Martin,
racist.
I'm a year older than you, sir.
Hey, I'm not
you stay on that side of the table.
I'm not the one who told you to set it.
All right, yeah, big news tonight. We're, 3 minutes away from tip-off. Jayson Tatum making his triumphant return to the floor in Boston. About 10 and a half months removed from tearing his Achilles in the playoffs. According to ESPN's George Sedano, Tatum, not only is he going to play tonight, he is going to start, and there is reportedly no minutes restriction. JT is full go for the Boston Celtics.
You got a problem with this, huh?
Listen, I'm just saying, the way that the conversation around this has been presented, I think is missing, like, such a major part of it. And it goes back to the way that you get introduced to people. Like, when you get hired in as, like, the janitor, very rarely are you coming in as the CEO. And for whatever reason, basketball reasons, all types of reasons, Jayson Tatum has been, since the moment he walked into Boston, has been deemed as the guy. Really, you know what it was? When he dunked on LeBron in that Game 6 in the Eastern Conference playoffs in his rookie year. And ever since then, it's been Jayson Tatum is the guy. So I'm not mad. And I think what he's done in terms of rehabbing, in terms of coming back. Look, 298 days ago, it says that Tatum tore his Achilles, and he was able to come back. And, like, that is a testament to his body, for it not to even be a year, testament to his work ethic. All of that is incredible. However, this is the thing that I find to be fascinating is the Boston Celtics right now, had Jayson Tatum played this entire season, you wouldn't have said that they could be much better than they are right now in terms of win-losses, in terms of standings in the East, that they're second or third in the East. They've been one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference all year, right? Maybe they're the 1 seed instead of the 2 seed. But Jaylen Brown has second highest usage rate. He was the Finals MVP last year. He is an MVP candidate this year, has played a ton of games. Like, I get that the MVP candidacy is like the 65-game thing, but you know what that also means? That Jaylen Brown's been available, and he's been the guy. And now hearing the report from Sedano, like Rob G just said, that Jayson Tatum is walking into the starting lineup with no minutes restriction makes it seem that the conversation around it seems off to me. Because the common refrain, Rob, has been, well, if you can get 70% of Jayson Tatum, the Celtics are going to be that much better. If you can get Jayson Tatum who's just going to stand in the corner and shoot threes, if you're going to get the Jayson Tatum that's going to be comfortable being a role player, then everything's going to be fine. What I have felt about Jayson Tatum, and I think if you ask Jayson Tatum, he will tell you he has no interest in being a role player. He's very into his legacy in terms of he wants to look in terms of how he deems himself. Losing the Finals MVP or not winning the Finals MVP, I know took a shot to him because you can see it when he talks to it. And this is a guy, Rob, to put a pin in it. He clearly cares about NBA legacy because when he won the championship, he did all of the anything is possible. Did the Kobe picture, all of the pictures and all of the moments that he saw from NBA legends of his childhood. He relived them with the trophy. You're not telling me that this guy's not coming back trying to win a Finals MVP this year. And I think that when you have a Batman and Robin situation like it has been in Boston since the arrival of Jayson Tatum, and now all of a sudden Batman's been out for a year and Robin has been fighting crime just as well. And now I just think it's tough. It can be a tough situation for everybody to come back and be copacetic with Jayson Tatum coming back and taking the exact same role that he used to have.
I totally disagree, and I'm going to say this. Whenever you can add talent to your team and your roster, as you try to make a chance at or a climb to try to get to an NBA championship, I don't see why you wouldn't. And he's not coming back to the same team because they got rid of a lot of veterans. Al Horford, they traded Porzingis. They got rid of people, and he's coming back, and a lot of young guys have been able to plug up the boat. And you're right. Jaylen Brown should be considered for the MVP because everybody wrote off the Celtics. And even if Tatum didn't win, he didn't win the NBA Finals MVP, but he led the team in every big major category in the NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. So he didn't win it, but he was a big contributor and led in every single major category. People can look it up. So it was weird that he didn't win it, but he was a major factor. You always add talent. They have to know what he feels like, and they have to believe that he can just go out there and play, and he doesn't have to come in and start off the bench. If they believe he's put in the work and he's completely healthy to go out and start and play and just play, then that's where they are on this. I got to believe that. They're not going to rush the guy out there for no reason.
No,
you say that they can't be better. They're second. They're not first. The Pistons are first. The Pistons have a 5-game lead. I don't know how you don't welcome back a player of this caliber to a young team that overachieved all year, and now the reinforcements have come. Now the cavalry has come, and now they can acquiesce and get back into you're like, oh, he's going to mess up everything. No. The game plan was him and Jaylen Brown and the other people, and now that he's back, those other players will have to adjust around those two. Those two players, to me, a healthy Jayson Tatum, I'm swinging away from the Knicks. I'm swinging away from the Pistons. I'm swinging away from the Cavaliers. I say they are the favorites to come out of the East if can stay healthy and just plays with what they've done. So I totally understand it because the only reason they lost to the Knicks, if you remember the first two games, they blew double-digit fourth-quarter leads, and they shot horrendous from three-point that can never happen again. I don't care what basketball team you're talking about in the postseason. They missed 75 out of 100 shots, and they lost those two games to the Knicks. Lost those games to the Knicks that turned that series around. They'll never do that again. They're the favorites in the East with Jayson Tatum. Without Jayson Tatum, they're not the favorites in the East. So I don't know what the conversation would be.
So that's my point. That is the common refrain, and I don't disagree with. Obviously, if you could add a guy who's been 14 first-time All-NBA, you should, right? I'm not saying that this is a bad thing or anything for the Boston Celtics. I'm saying just in terms of, on a basketball fit, of course. If we're playing video games, of course. But these are people, and Jaylen Brown is a guy who, from my eye, it looks like he has taken a back seat for the entirety of his NBA career. And even when you go to the Olympics, didn't make the Olympic team for Jayson Tatum to go and sit on the bench. Like, I think that there is a level of Jaylen Brown says, I have not gotten the amount of credit and respect in this league that is worthy of a player of my stature. And part of the reason why is because Jayson Tatum's right on my same team. I'm just saying it's something to look out for, because I don't think that the Boston Celtics now all of a sudden are just the odds-on favorite. I have to see Tatum come back and be himself first before I could feel good about that.
I don't know. Just that Tatum, when you think about it, became just the sixth player in NBA history to lead a team to a championship, and he led the team in points, rebounds, and assists in the postseason. Doesn't happen all the time. I know he didn't win the MVP, so a lot of people want to discount it. But when you do that and you're the sixth player all time and the league's been around for 1 million years, all right, 877-99 on Fox, we want to hear from you. Will Tatum's return mess things up for the Celtics, or does he actually make them the favorites in the East like I think? We want to hear from you, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss, it's The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Because just like Jayson Tatum, Martin Weiss is back in the US of A.
Steve Kerr had a big interview in the Bay Area, and he said some things that were pretty interesting.
That's right. I'll be your Molly Kieran, Rob. No problem.
There
Steve,
you go.
that
Except
could
for
be
she's a little bit cuter than
She
you.
is.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Molly Kieran. Yes. Big news coming down in the Bay. Now, we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks now on the show. You've been saying, Rob, for a long time that you didn't like the way Steve Kerr was handling Jonathan Kuminga, right? Like, you didn't like what was going on, yo-yoing back and forth on the bench. Sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. So they eventually trade him, right? He goes to Atlanta. In 3 games with the Hawks, he's averaging 21 and 7 in 27 minutes a game. They're outscoring opponents by almost 31 points per 100 possessions when he plays. So far, so good for Kuminga in Atlanta.
I'm not shocked.
Not shocked at all. Which led to, most recently, Steve Kerr appearing on the radio 95.7 The Game with Mark Willard, friend of the show. Shout out to Mark Willard giving us content 2 weeks in a row.
My first partner here at Fox Sports Radio, Mark Willard.
So Mark Willard
I never miss his show in the Bay Area.
I know you don't.
I never listened to it, so I never miss it. I'm sorry.
See?
Go ahead.
You ain't going to make it 6 years.
5.
5 years. So Mark had Steve Kerr on his radio program yesterday morning, and he asked him point blank, what do you say to the fans in the Bay Area who point to Kuminga and say, see, you don't know how to develop young talent? Here's Steve Kerr's response.
I remember when I got to Chicago, we had a couple of drafts, and I was in my 10th year, 9th year, and I asked Phil Jackson, what he thought of the guys we drafted. He said, well, it won't matter for a few years. And I said, how come? He said, well, because grown-ups win championships. And it's true. It's really hard to come in as a young player and be expected to have the knowledge and skill and feel that you have to be a championship NBA player. I would equate it to just about anything else on earth. Tell me the profession where a guy with the highest test scores at Stanford can go and, be a CEO or, be a partner in a firm or something. It just life doesn't work that way. And so I think when I think about any frustration from our fans, it's probably just coming from this idea that young players should get it right away. It just doesn't work that way.
So lame, and I'm not surprised to hear that from Steve Kerr. I would say if I was Mark Willard, I would have pushed back. Steve Kerr, you're talking about Phil Jackson, who had Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, and was winning championships. So they got very low-rated, right, draft picks that joined the Bulls.
Okay.
All right? If you're going to do this, Keith, and say adults win championships, right? Not rookie players, not draft picks. Why the hell did you draft Wiseman or Moody or Kuminga? You should have traded them, right, on draft night because they're not going to help you win. It's a cop-out. How about the idea that, and Steve, why can't you admit that you can't develop young players? When they got Wiseman, they were like, oh, my God, they're going to be good for 20 years. Look at that. They're going to add them to what they already have. And they weren't able to do anything. The more I look at Steve Kerr's career, coaching, and how he's come off, it makes me want to throw up in my mouth. He's disrespectful to fans because he says to them when he sits down his stars and they've paid $400 or $500, tough luck. I guess, you just have to suck it up and you bought the tickets and you're stuck. Now he isn't able to develop lottery picks, and then he's an enabler to Draymond Green, who he talks about adults in the room. Draymond is the biggest baby out there. So what is it, Steve Kerr? Explain to me. And thank God Mark Jackson got this thing started for you when you picked up Steph.
Don't go there with it.
Because that's what it is, Keith. What is he talking about?
Everybody has played that game. How many rings does he have with the Warriors? 4? How many rings does he have with the boy? He could put a ring on every hand. He's been with Team USA. Are we talking about Steve Smith or Steve Kerr? Put some respect on his name. He's a man. He's 60. He's right, Rob. He's right with what he said. Now, I don't care about Wiseman or Kuminga. You got to draft those guys because those are the guys you got to draft. They're rated in the draft where they are. You got to take them.
Trade them if they're not going to help you.
No, you don't do that. And you're the Warriors.
Why
you're
not?
The Warriors.
Trade them for adults,
You don't have
Keith.
room. You don't have
Trade 'em.
room for the guys. You have Steph and Clay and Draymond and all these other role players like Iguodala and listen. Steve Kerr is right though. Let's not get too far off of what he said because you don't like the man. He said grown-ups win championships.
I have nothing against him. I think that it's a lame excuse when you're drafting lottery picks, and you're saying you can't figure out a way to get lottery picks in the mix with a team that's already winning.
That's
a cop-out on you. You're a coach.
There's a lot of teams that pick these guys and they don't pan out. They don't all work in the situations, in the cities, in the teams that they're in. And then he used Phil Jackson, and you didn't even take that. Like, he went back to Phil, right? And you said, it's because he had Jordan and Pippen. No, he had to coach those teams. This is a guy that has won. This is a guy that knows about winning. This is a guy that knows about coaching. And he probably can identify when a young guy can't get coached up, can't get developed, not going to work, not going to waste my time with that.
Man, I remember this. I was in high school. It is the Odd Couple on a funky flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss, and for Kelvin Washington. He'll be back on Monday.
I didn't know they could record music in the Stone Age.
Yeah, there you go. Me, Betty, Wilma, what?
They chisel it into the wall.
Whatever. Check out our new YouTube channel. That's right. We appreciate everybody. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Alex, can you find out what year that is just to check? Again,
Checking.
That's Odd Couple FSR. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up icon, and comment away. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Appreciate you. All right.
Rob, I got the year.
What year was that?
1983.
Okay. So that was right after that was right after high school.
That's your second year covering the league, right?
Yeah. 1987.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Don't age me that much.
My bad.
All right, 877-99 on Fox. Don't forget Henry McKenna from Fox Sports He's an NFL reporter. He's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. But first, Martin's not that jiggy with it, thinks that Tatum's return could mess things up for Boston. I'm not going to paint you into a box. I think it's a great thing, and I think it makes them the favorites in the East. 877-99 on Fox. We want to hear from you.
Let's go to Woody in Kansas City. Woody, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, what is, fellas? I think also that Tatum's return makes Boston the favorite in the East. Now, of course, if he's not full, if he gets injured, this all is being said. If he's healthy and he comes back.
He's got to be healthy, right? No doubt about it. I'm with you.
But I think your co-host there, he before with Jaylen Brown, the wording in it, he's been a victim of, because the guy said Jaylen Brown has taken a back seat, as a favor, I guess he's trying to say, to Tatum. But the fact is, he's never taken a back seat. He's just been given a backseat through media and through narratives. You know what I mean? So if Tatum gets injured, it's not his fault, right? And he just goes out and plays. If people choose Tatum over him, or one of the most travesty is taking Derek White over him. Like there's nothing he can do. I think he should be saluted that he went out and just kept playing. You know what I mean?
I agree, because everybody wrote them off for this season. You know that. They got rid of all the veterans. They were like, okay, we'll just take a flyer. We'll punt on this season.
And they still had him written off until this prior news that Tatum's coming back. Boston's pretty good, but
that's my point, though. That's my point, Woody. It's that this team is 41-21, second in the East, and nobody in America until I should say nobody in America, but until yesterday, nobody was talking about how the Celtics were the prohibitive favorite in the East. The East was wide open. All of a sudden, Jayson Tatum can come back, and it's like, oh, no, they're prohibitive favorites. When I got a guy who was the third pick in the draft, has been to every conference finals Jayson Tatum has been to, Jaylen Brown was right there. Like that's
but you're adding a guy who in the playoffs, only the sixth player of all time to do it, to lead in points, rebound.
I get all of that.
No, but you're acting like that doesn't matter.
I'm not poo-pooing any of that. Okay, nothing is anti-Jayson Tatum.
Because it doesn't make sense.
But what Woody was saying was
there's
the
always a Batman and a Robin,
right.
And that's how it goes. It's Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones. It's Diana Ross and the Supremes. Somebody's out front.
Right, but what happened?
Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5.
All right, but what happened if Michael Jackson couldn't sing for a year and a half, and all of a sudden Tito's records got more spin?
But they didn't get more spin. They didn't get more spin because they're not first. They're not leading. They're second. They're not first. If they was first, maybe you'd have a better argument, but they're not even first. They're second. 5 games out.
They sitting right there atop the Eastern Conference, just like they were with Jayson Tatum.
877-99 on Fox.
Let's go to Andre in Massachusetts. On the ground, out there near Boston.
In the Commonwealth.
They're in the Odd Couple. What you got?
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Yeah, we're parking the cars tonight in Harvard Yard. A lot of excitement. It's a wicked pisser. That he was out and now he's back in the mix. And so, yeah, the fans here are exuberant and feeling the wind at our back. Now, listen, in terms of this dynamic duo or combination, why can't they be Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? And what I mean by that is the Celtics, they do have a strong culture. And these guys came into the league together. They both drafted by the Celtics, developed by the Celtics. It is true. Their personalities are different, okay? It's not the same as Steph and Klay Thompson, where they're finishing each other's sentences, hanging out all the time off the court. But there is a mutual respect, and they understand how to play together effectively. And so I do feel this makes the Celtics the favorites in the Eastern Conference because the Pistons are the new kids on the block.
Yep.
You don't know what you don't know. And so they're going to need to experience what it's like to be in these high-leverage games. I think they can make a conference semifinals, maybe even break through to the conference finals, but they haven't been on that level yet. That's why I give the edge to the Celtics. I don't think that makes them the favorites in the league, but this is a very dangerous team now that Tatum is back and he's in the mix, and they have the weapons and the depth now to compete for a championship. Thanks for taking the call.
No doubt. And Martin, the other thing, too, was Jaylen Brown. Mm-hmm. He hurts himself, too, because he's too busy putting hair dye on everybody's uniform in the NBA. I mean, that's the bad part.
No, but he's trying to leave his mark. He can't even leave his mark. He's trying to leave his mark. He said, why can't there be Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? Did the Sundance Kid know he could never be Butch Cassidy? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, did Robin know he could never be Batman?
But it's
because
always
that's
like
the way
that.
it's framed right now. And I don't know if that's the case.
It's the Odd Couple.
Maybe you should have left Gotham, going to a smaller city and taking that one over.
Well, there you go. All right, hey, let's get you caught up with Mr. Steve DeSager. How's that?
Let's get caught up with the World Baseball Classic as the U.S., hey there, has its opener in Houston. They are prohibitive favorites for this opening game, facing Brazil in a half an hour on Fox TV. Logan Webb, San Francisco Giants starter, goes tonight. The U.S. lineup includes Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, and Kyle Schwarber batting 2, 3, and 4, and then Alex Bregman now at the Cubs batting 5th. Puerto Rico at home has just scored 5 in the 5th to take a 5-0 lead against Colombia. Dominican Republic tied 1-1 in the first against Nicaragua. The Dominicans have Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado from the Padres, and they have Juan Soto batting 3rd, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. batting 4th. Mexico beat Great Britain in their opener today, 8-2. It was 1-1 in the 8th. Japan won its opener in Tokyo, 13-0 over Chinese Taipei. Shohei Ohtani hit a grand slam in a 10-run second inning. He went 3 for 4. Taiwan as a team was 1 for 22. The win to Yoshinobu Yamamoto of the Dodgers. Now to the NBA, and yes, Boston is hosting Dallas. Out briefly with a seemingly leg injury was Cooper Flagg, but despite the limp, he returned to the game. And at Boston, it's Mavericks 13-12 over the Celtics as Jayson Tatum has returned after the torn Achilles last May. Cade Cunningham of the Pistons questionable for Saturday with a bruised quad. Later tonight in college hoops, number 18 St. John's at Seton Hall. North Carolina freshman Caleb Wilson is out for the year after thumb surgery. He broke his right thumb in practice. Nearing the end of the third quarter in women's college basketball, number 24 Ole Miss leads number 5 Vanderbilt 61-39 in an SEC quarterfinal. The women's basketball regular season ended last Sunday for most teams. Among the 7 NHL games tonight, Panthers underway scoreless early at Detroit. The Raiders cut quarterback Geno Smith. The Texans release running back Joe Mixon. Texans did re-sign tight end Dalton Schultz. Veteran Lions offensive lineman Taylor Decker requested his release. The Chargers signed former Washington center Tyler Biadasz. And at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, Daniel Berger leads by 5 strokes in Orlando. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Steve. It is the Odd Couple on a funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss in for Kelvin Washington. We're expecting him back on Monday, of course. And now let's get into the NFL. Henry McKenna, Fox Sports NFL reporter, joining us here on a Friday. And Henry, how are you? What's happening? Say hi to Martin.
I'm good. What's up, Martin? Hey, Rob.
Doing good, man. A lot of stuff going on, keeping you busy, I know. I want to start with the Taylor Decker asking the Lions to be released after 10 years. What do you make of that? Is he going to Chicago? Is there some Ben Johnson juice going on? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's things like this often have to do with money, right? And so I imagine, things weren't quite working out with that contract situation, and so he decided he wanted to leave. Ultimately, I think it actually says something interesting about the Lions, right? Like, the Lions used to be the offense that nobody wanted to leave, and as you noted, Ben Johnson's gone. As we saw at the end of the year, like, that offense didn't quite look like it had the juice that it once had.
I agree with you.
And yeah, and so it's notable when a tackle wants to bail and doesn't want to take a pay cut or doesn't want to accept the salary that he's got, just to play with what was once the most explosive and exciting offense in the league and is now just sort of middle of the pack.
Quarterback Malik Willis is like the belle of the ball.
What you talking about, Willis?
Well, that's honestly kind of how I feel about it. Like, if Malik Willis was the prettiest girl at the dance, I'm definitely going home by myself. But it doesn't seem like these NFL teams are going to be in that boat. Where do you think Malik Willis ends up, and at what number do you think it's going to be at?
Yeah, guys, I am so guilty here because I'm totally enamored with Malik Willis. I understand that I think that the current pervading statistic around him is this. It's that, like, when you cut out the screen passes and sort of like the junk plays and the gimmicks and the checkdowns, he's only thrown 28 passes downfield. And so, like, you know, he could end up making $1 million per drop back that he's ever thrown for the Packers.
Good work if you can get it.
So, yeah, exactly. So it's like based on the 28, passes he threw downfield last year, he's going to make 28 per year at his next home. I know it sounds crazy. I really do. But I think like that, somewhere between 25, probably about 25 million a year, which was north of what Justin Fields made with the Jets last year. Obviously, that didn't end well.
Well, that was a bad one right there, no doubt.
Yeah. But it'll be south of where, guys like Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold and obviously Baker Mayfield, the sort of like other journeyman types that have gone on to cash in other places. And that's because it'll remind you sort of like, maybe this is a deep cut for people, but remember when Matt Flynn lost, signed a lot of money with Seattle after barely playing behind Aaron Rodgers?
But you remember that the Lions got him paid because he threw six touchdowns the last game of the year against the Lions.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is similar where you've got to, back up, not coincidentally, in Green Bay because they have a really good system there of developing quarterbacks. And, he's going to cash in. I just think the thing about Malik Willis that I really like is that you go back to his draft profile, traits he got, like athletic, really impressive arm, good enough measurables in terms of height and weight, and excellent speed. So you have a guy that has upside. He goes to the Titans, and obviously he doesn't succeed because they don't know how to develop a quarterback. But he goes to Green Bay, where LaFleur teaches him how to manage games, how to run an offense, how to not be rash, and how to make good decisions, and how to keep your team in a position to win. And so maybe he didn't look like the most incredible quarterback, and maybe there's such a small sample size that we don't know. But I just think if he is good, if he is as good as we think he was, albeit in 28 downfield throws, if that can project to a bigger sample, then it's absolutely worth $25 million, and especially if you can figure out how to make it look like $75 million when you announce the deal, and then you look at the closer details, and it's really only 25 or 40 guaranteed over the first 2 years. So it is ultimately kind of like a Justin Fields deal. Like it's really at its bones, but you maybe make it look bigger at first announcement so everybody feels good about how big and impressive it is.
So where do you think you'll wind up?
Where there's the realistic option, which is Arizona. Obviously, LaFleur's brother just got hired as the head coach there. So if there's anybody,
that's right. The N in NFL stands for nepotism. But go ahead.
100%. Yeah, the Shanahans, the Belichick's, the LaFleurs now.
Yes.
Matt LaFleur, his little brother's Mike. Mike's the new head coach in Arizona. So if there's anyone that's going to give like a detailed recommendation and make Mike comfortable paying, what is more than necessary for a guy that has such a small sample size, Matt has seen behind the scenes the much greater sample size, which is like, who is this guy? What's he like at practice? What's he like in the meeting room? Is he going to be the kind of guy you want to sign to a bigger deal and take that risk? So if anyone's going to give a good referral, and an honest one, it's from brother to brother. The other team that I think would be interesting, mostly to me, but hopefully to the team themselves, is the Steelers. And I think that you put him in with a McCarthy offense, you put him in with a DK Metcalf and a Jalen Warren, you can kind of defeat, because Willis has impressive mobility, you can kind of defeat some of the shortcomings on the offensive line, although that still does need to be addressed, but we've got the offseason to do it. I like the Steelers just organizationally, too. Like, you can't underestimate a functional company setting you up to succeed versus a dysfunctional company. And those exist within the NFL. Like, the Packers are a super functional company, quote unquote. The Steelers are a super functional company. The Browns, the Cardinals and the Titans are not, right? So Willis has seen one already, the Titans. He's seen another that's functional. Packers, I'd like him to make a good decision, a smart decision, go to an organization that can actually set him up to succeed. To me, that's more the Steelers, but I can understand why he might want to go get that bag, and he might want to go to the Cardinals.
We got Henry McKenna here on the Odd Couple. He's Fox Sports national NFL writer. I got one quick one for you because you just said about the functional and dysfunctional organizations in the NFL. Raiders haven't won one playoff game or only made the playoff once since 2002. And I heard Mike Silver today on Dan Patrick's show saying that Alex Guerrero has like kind of an outsized influence in the locker room or in the organization because Brady's not there on a day-to-day basis, and it feels like Guerrero is kind of like a pipeline to Brady, and it's one of the reasons that Max Crosby wants out. And I found that fascinating that Crosby, who has kind of been, quote-unquote, this Raider for life, has seen a ton of dysfunction in Vegas and is now apparently – according to Mike Silver and other reports that he's going to be traded within the week, that like now this is like the final straw. What do you make of that?
Yeah, the straw that breaks the camel's back, right? This is. I mean, I was privy to the dysfunction in New England, where Guerrero had a role in New England, and it was, to this day, I think people still debate like how substantial was his role, like. How much of a point of dysfunction was he? Was he creating problems between Belichick and Brady? Did Belichick dislike him? So far as we know, and as was sort of like reported way back when by Seth Wickersham by ESPN, Guerrero created problems in New England and sort of necessitated eventually he was like not really on the facility anymore. But if you talk to players, Brian Hoyer, former Patriots backup, tweeted about it, I think a few days ago. Hoyer was like, when I was in New England, and he said Vegas, which surprised me because I don't actually know what the timeline was with that. But when Hoyer was in New England, he said like players were fighting to get time with Guerrero. And that they often, always walked away from a session with Guerrero feeling better than when they entered it. So,
wow.
to some degree, it's like he's successful at what he does on a player-by-player basis, but is he creating like a macro point of tension within organizations from like, year to year?
Right.
Both things could be true.
All right. Henry McKenna, Fox Sports NFL reporter, joining us here on The Odd Couple. Thanks, Henry. We appreciate it. I know you're busy. This is the busy time of the year. Appreciate the insight and the knowledge, my man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Yep. Appreciate it. Coming up next, we got a little Shekel City. We got a little player today. And LeBron. Did you see that? LeBron last night.
Yay.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We're going to take a little look at him going down and what that looked like. It is The Odd Couple on a Funky Flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss in for Kelvin Washington right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Unless you're a LeBron fangirl in the US of A.
Hey, Keith, let's get started. Rob G, let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs. We got news today. Spell it out.
That's right. Two teams headed in opposite directions, it seems like. The Kansas City Chiefs have done it again. They've gotten rid of yet another all-pro player, this time cornerback Trent McDuffie, sending him to Los Angeles to the Rams for a first-round pick this year, a fifth and a sixth this year, and a third-round pick next year, so the Rams can go all in around Rob's favorite quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Rams looking to make another Super Bowl run. Chiefs to be determined.
Keith, I don't know about you, but this is official. I thought it was official last year when the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs, but this is even more official. The Chiefs dynasty, whatever you want to call it, is dead. dead as a doorknob. Yet another all-pro player out the door. Chris Jones is going to be right behind that. And here's the thing. I get it. For years they thought, as long as you have Patrick Mahomes, you got a chance. Because you know what? He's that good. He's that guy. It don't matter who else you got. Bring in any receivers. Bring in any other defensive players. We don't care. We'll still get to the Super Bowl. We'll still cause terror in the AFC and have a chance to win a championship. Those days are over. Last year was the perfect example. People thought they were going to run it back because they went to the Super Bowl. They didn't even make the playoffs. And let's be honest, Patrick Mahomes is not the same guy. He hasn't been for 2.5 years. I don't care if they went to the Super Bowl. Look at it. He can't carry this roster. The Chiefs, I know they're moving to Kansas, but they've already moved on. This Chief party is over. Keith, I don't see how, where, what, Andy Reid, whatever they're doing, that they're going to be able to keep this going. This dynasty is history.
Oh, great. It's wraps, and I'm here to see it. I'm here for it. You love to see it, actually. I've had enough. Did you mention Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift and that whole thing being done? We don't ever have to see that again on an NFL screen. And how long does Andy Reid have with this team, right? I know they're opening that stadium up in 2031. That's a long time from now. It seems like they're looking down the road. It seems like they're preparing for the back end of Mahomes' career. Everybody wanted to talk about Mahomes' rings and how he was going to chase down Brady. Well, I guess they're planning for him to take a little hiatus in the middle from going to Super Bowls and winning Super Bowls. And maybe they try to backload his career and build this team with these picks and get ready for them because they're cooked. Like, this team is done. You called it last year. I remember you texted me the link early when you were saying that they weren't making the playoffs. And I'm like, oh, if you look at Vegas, everybody's saying they're going to go on a run. And then you actually had me on your show Thanksgiving when it was Chiefs versus Cowboys. And I took the Chiefs. I bet on the Chiefs that night. And when they lost to Dallas that night, I'm like, they're finished. So, yeah, it's the end. Farewell. Happy trails. I mean, that's a wrap. And I don't know what they're going to do in these next couple years, but I'm not worried about it. Let somebody else get after it.
And here's the thing. I know they're going to say, well, Tom Brady went 9 seasons, in between Super Bowls. If you remember, right, the Patriots, people forget that. That's when the Giants put the beat down on those 2 years and Eli won those 2 Super Bowls. Patriots didn't win for like 9 years. Right. This ain't the same party. You just mentioned Andy Reid, who's a pork chop away from retiring. This is not the same where the Chiefs are going to cheat like the Patriots did in the second half of Tom Brady's career that helped them win more championships because they knew the other team's signals. I'm not buying it. I think this is, if you're a Chiefs fan, you got to look at this and say, why? Why are they not going to push all the chips in the middle of the table and say to yourself, you really want to waste Patrick Mahomes the next 5 or 6 years? Like, it's now or never. And if Travis Kelce's coming back, you think he's coming back now? I'm not positive. He might look at this and go, what are we doing here? But I'm not surprised because I remember when Patrick Mahomes signed that bad team-friendly contract. You remember that? Do what Tom Brady did. This will help you win long-term. And all they're doing is shedding Pro Bowl players who make money, who got to be paid. And they can't kick the can down the road anymore. And Patrick Mahomes ain't the same guy. It's over in Kansas City.
Yeah, and it's also their division too, right? The Denver Broncos emerged this year, and they're not going anywhere for a little while with their quarterback, defense, obviously the head coach. You also figure the Chargers, they were a playoff team this year. Quarterback, head coach, get that defense a little bit better. Who knows what the Raiders turn into now with Clint Kubiak, maybe Fernando Mendoza. We already mentioned Tom Brady once. Tom Brady wants that organization to start winning. So maybe the Chiefs are trying to get low. Maybe the Hunt family's like, hey, we had our run of parades, Super Bowls. We made our money. Let's chill for a little bit, open up our new place, and then we'll try to attack this thing for the, the twilight of Patrick Mahomes' career.
It is the Odd Couple on a funky flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss, here on Fox Sports Radio. And now, guess what? It's time for the Tire Rack Play of the Day.
Really important bucket for the Nuggets. He's played a big role, 16 points. James gets inside for the deuce, and he lands awkwardly. LeBron James is down. 5-on-4, Strother out of bounds.
It was your right there. That was from Prime Video. The play of the day brought to you by Tire Rack. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Let's do Shekel City, and then we want to talk about LeBron and his falling underneath the basket.
Welcome to Shekel City, the home base for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
That's right. Alex, I'm rolling, my man. 2-1 last night. 63-41 on the season.
Lamar Mitchell called. He said, stop making picks.
63-41, 2-1 last night. Here we go tonight. I got the Phoenix Suns -5.5. They're hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. That's my best bet. Lakers -9.5. They're hosting the Indiana Pacers. And the Clippers +6.5. They're in San Antonio taking on the Spurs. Again, Suns are my best bet, -5.5. Clippers +6.5 in San Antonio. And the Los Angeles Lakers -9.5 at home taking on the Pacers. And remember, Martin Weiss, I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I bet on.
Thank goodness.
Let's get to the Lakers and LeBron James, Rob G last night. Watching that video, Martin, you saw it.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James falls down, right? And he's acting like he hurt. I don't know which shoulder was first. Which one did he grab? The right?
It was his right elbow.
Right. But then when they came to get him, he switched elbows to the left. And now he's out tonight. Like, I just, when you watch it, I don't know if LeBron knows how the world is set up now, but there's cameras everywhere and angles, and none of it makes sense to me. I don't understand why this late in the game you're still faking like where you got hurt. Or I get it. You missed a shot. The referee didn't call it. I'm going to go down and scream and I'm hurt. But you grab one elbow first and then the other elbow. What is this?
I'm not going to lie. I was sitting at the update desk last night, and for about 15 to 20 seconds, I was like, is this real? Now, it was not on first fall. On first fall, I was like, get up, right? But also, ironically enough, as Jayson Tatum makes his debut 298 days after playing, I thought Tatum was faking the first time when he went down with the Achilles on first glance. Then they go back to the second shot, and you see Tatum spinning around in a circle. He's like, oh, he's really hurt. And we played it in the play of the day. Because they wasn't bleeped in the broadcast, and LeBron let out an F word that was like got picked up by the cameras.
But when you grab the correct,
for that moment, I was like, oh no, not like this. Like I'm thinking he might have really hurt himself. And like this is not the way I want to see LeBron go out this year. And then to see him come back in the game 2 minutes later, I was just like, I was mad at myself
for falling for it. It's mind-boggling to me. Like, you see the videos on social media with all the fakes where he's grabbing his head and he didn't get hit, going up for a basket and all this. It's like it's over and over. There's so many of these videos where LeBron acts like something happens to him, and it doesn't bother you that. I'm asking you, being LeBron, that you come off as phony when you do that, when the camera angles clearly say that it doesn't matter. All right, hour number 2 is coming up here on The Odd Couple, and we got a prediction about one football team, and you'll like it.
We are Fox Sports.
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong.
You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice.
And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm gonna go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King.
The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys. They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun.
I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Just a few minutes from first pitch on Fox TV, Houston hosting Team USA's opener of the World Baseball Classic. They're heavy favorites tonight against Brazil. Logan Webb, San Francisco Giants starter, will be on the mound. Currently, Puerto Rico at home with 5 runs in the 5th, leads 5-0 against Colombia in the 6th inning. Dominican Republic actually trailing early to Nicaragua 3-2 in the bottom of the 2nd. Mexico in Houston beat Great Britain 8-2. It was tied 1-1 in the 8th. And Japan won its opener in Tokyo 13-0 over Chinese Taipei. Shohei Ohtani hit an early grand slam. To the NBA. At Boston, Jayson Tatum has returned after a torn Achilles last May. Dallas leads at Boston 45-44 late second quarter. Tatum 0 for 6 shooting from the floor. He does have 5 assists in the first half. I'm Steve DeSager.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
That's right. Hour number 2 here on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss. Kelvin will be back Monday, so you'll be ready for that. Odd Couple will be back in full effect. Coming up in about 28 minutes, Mark Funky Cone Medina from Essentially Sports, Fox Sports Radio, NBA Insider, that and much more. And be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel. That's right. You can watch us live on YouTube.
There's
That's
a
right.
robust comment section as well.
That's right. What's going on there, Rob G? You got some Odd Mob stuff, but just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR. Just search and subscribe. We appreciate all the love. So we got a lot to get to. Rob G, we got any Odd Mob?
We always got some Odd Mob. A lot of jokes about your age today, Rob. I don't understand that one.
What are you talking about?
Because we haven't made any jokes about age. You know,
I did earlier today.
You look svelte. You've been, eating well. You're angry, but it's okay.
What do you mean I'm angry?
You're hangry. You're hangry.
Oh, hangry.
You're taking your frustration on everybody else.
Is that what I'm doing? Because I'm not eating like I was?
Yes, exactly. You're not happy. Usually fat people are happy. You know that. The skinny ones are the ones who are upset.
I don't know. You know what's weird is I will admit, like going to the supermarket now, it's just there's no joy in it. I just go to the supermarket and I'm like, is there something like I can't buy anything? I can't even eat corn anymore.
I want going to the supermarket in the first place.
I walk through like the pastries and the bakery and I'm like, oh, this is awful. What am I doing here? I can't touch bread. The pasta, the sauce is all out there, and I'm just walking by it to go get another can of green beans, spinach, a bag of salad. Sliced turkey, cheese.
You're painting this sad picture, and I get the violin, but really all I see is the opposite, where when you're not doing this, does that mean you walk through the bakery just with your like your hands in the evil, let me tap my fingertips
You're doing the Mr.
together.
Burns thing?
Right,
like
the Mr. Burns, and you're just like, like, do you have the same look on your face when you're standing outside of Magic City that you do when you walk through the Ralph's Bakery aisle? Oh!
Well, Magic City and Rouse.
That's Rob when he goes to the bakery aisle.
But Alex knows my pain because he's seen this.
Yeah, we all seen it.
And he understands. He has faith in me. He believes I will get to my goal. Rob G ignored the text, the group text. He didn't even say, way to go, Rob. I'm so proud of you. You're off to such a good start. He just ignored it.
I did.
Like the 5 pounds didn't matter.
It doesn't.
Because it's water weight.
It is water weight.
It's all good. All right. Well, Martin.
No, we agree. That first 15 is going to fly off.
It'll fly off. And it's the other way. Right. Because you know that every year, the first 10 or 15 is pretty easy.
But I do have some odd mob comments if you want to hear about
let's do that.
One guy in particular, Cosmo Rat, Cosmos Rat, just really going in on E-Rob. A couple of them, I'm going to read two of them. Rob been around since that asteroid wiped out the dinosaurs.
That was his right hand.
Yeah. Rob been around since Plymouth Rock. I was like, this guy's just going on for a while. Like
Rob's so old, his social security number is 1.
That's right. A lot of jokes. And then there's a lot of like P1 listeners of the show. People who listen every day, so like they know the ins and outs of how the show works. A lot of comments right now about Martin and his difference in personality tonight versus how he was yesterday on the updates.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Well, but Martin, I'm going to just tell you, your updates, you're way too laid back. It does sound like
here,
that.
I'm going to read this to you.
Is that fair?
Hooper fan says, man, Martin was asleep last night between his updates. He wide awake today, though.
You know?
What? You're laid back when you do your updates. It is.
Honestly,
you don't think so?
I have so much trouble keeping the numbers straight because especially in basketball season, I have a slight tinge of dyslexia, right? So I'm easy to say, right now the score is Dallas 50, Boston 47. Yeah, so I will easily say the Celtics leading the 70 and say the wrong team is ahead, or one team's leading 36-50 when it really should be 63-50.
How did you get 2 college degrees with dyslexia?
I didn't. None of them had anything to do with math.
Okay.
And generally in sports, you don't ever get the numbers bigger than 4 digits. Everything it generally goes to 3 digits. But when I got to follow up behind Steve DeSager, who's like the Michael Jordan of this, that doesn't help.
That's big facts.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't help.
Yeah. I understand.
I sit there and watch Steve do everything from NFL free agency to ping pong to World Baseball Classic, and gets it all in like 4 minutes, and it all sounds good. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Yep. Last one. Scott Lewis says, Rob, shout out to you and your diet. I will toast your diet with this Big Mac.
Oh, there you go. And I'm not mad at him. Go ahead, eat it up.
I'm not mad at him.
I'm not mad.
Save the meats for me.
Exactly. And hey, come August, when I get those nice pictures at Magic City and NABJ convention this year in Atlanta, it'll be a good time.
Rob will also be topless in Magic City.
No, I won't.
They won't be the only ones. Tops out, suns out, buns out.
And
I will not be topless at Magic City. And Mark, we can catch your show on Saturday.
I was about
right?
to say Scott Lewis asked in the.
He did ask.
That's a. Rob G missed that comment from the.
Not as fun for our content
for whatever reason, but yes, Scott Lewis, I will be on Saturday. Monty's off this weekend, but generally you can catch us from 8 to 11 Eastern.
What's the name of your show?
Martin and Monty.
Okay. I thought she would go first.
I don't know why you did that.
I don't know. Just they'd be a gentleman and be like, ladies first.
I believe in equality.
That's right.
He said these hands are ready to eat for everyone.
So who's filling in with no Monty this week?
It'll be me and Living the Dream, Steve Hartman.
Oh, I love Steve Hartman. His hair is beautiful.
And you know what? It's an easy week for you.
Why?
Because he'll talk 90% of the time. I'm just saying. All right. Let's get to the football and the
Shout
Lions.
out to Steve. We love Steve.
We just pull.
It'll be fun to see Steve in his Saturday shirt, not his Sunday shirt.
Yeah. You know that. That's a true story.
All right. Let's go to the Lions and
another loss for them, Rob Parker. Earlier this week, we talked about it. David Montgomery was traded out of town. Big loss for them. And now they're set to lose another key player. Pro Bowl left tackle Taylor Decker has requested his release from the Lions, and it has been granted his release by the Lions. They're calling it a cost-cutting move. And just to give you some context about what's going on there in Detroit, in 2024, this was 2 seasons ago, so not last season, the one before, they had arguably the best offensive line in football. I don't know if it was arguably. I think they had the best offensive line in football. Since then, star center Frank Ragnow retired.
Yep.
Kevin Zeitler left in free agency. Left tackle Taylor Decker now released. And they also lost a rotational guy, Graham Glasgow, who was filling in the interior offensive line. So this vaunted Lions O-line is no more.
And the other thing, too, is the Bears' moves. I said they got graded an A- on their trade of DJ Moore and the picks. They moved up in a pick and stuff like that. Where are you on the Lions as we go forward, Martin? Just trending upward, downward? I mean, I was the one who picked them not to make the playoffs last year. And Kelvin didn't want to hear it, but it did come true. Where are you on the Lions? Can it be 2 years in a row, or do they bounce back?
I think they make the playoffs this year, but it's more a belief in the infrastructure. I believe in Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes to be able to, unless they just had the best luck ever in their first first 5 or 6 drafts, I believe that they'll be able to replace guys like this. And I know that last year you got kind of caught off guard with Frank Ragnow retiring at the time that he did, and also with Michael Parsons getting traded to the Packers at the time that he did, because that's a major part of your game plan when you're planning for him, and I think they handled them the second time that they played, but first time he was just a game wrecker in that first game. I'm not out on the Lions, but again, it's because I think Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, when you have the right head coach and the right GM in place.
I'm not convinced they have the right head coach, because I think that their window of winning a championship or getting to the Super Bowl is gone.
I would disagree with that.
I think it's gone. I think they had a great chance to do it, and Dan Campbell was a big part on why that didn't happen. And even after that, he even said, this might be our only chance at it, and I've seen it before. The last time the Lions went to the NFC Championship game, they went a 30-year drought before they got back that other time against the 49ers.
So I look at it more like the Philadelphia Eagles. I think if you look at the Lions, the Eagles, and the 49ers, those are the 3 teams in the NFC over the last 5 years that have had the most sustained success in the regular season, right? Or last 3 years, most sustained success in the regular season.
What year did the Eagles not make the playoffs?
They made the playoffs every year but got smoked in the wild card.
I'm just asking, what year did they not make the playoffs, like the Lions?
They got smoked in the wild card in a game in which was an embarrassment for Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Right. Okay, but if we could do that too. Like, when did the Lions just get smoked out the playoffs?
No,
it hasn't happened. All right. So no.
My point is that
your point is the Lions missed the playoffs, and you think they're going to miss the playoffs again this year. I'm saying I think the Lions are not going to miss the playoffs again next year because that head coach and that GM, they got the right guys. Now, you really want to talk about the kind of the secret in the NFC North, the quiet part, because I'm with you on the Bears. I think the Bears also, right now we're talking about the winner of the division and the second best team in the division between Lions and Bears. The quiet part out loud is if there was no such thing as a 7 seed in the NFC, the Packers would have never, under Matt LaFleur, without Aaron Rodgers under Matt LaFleur, made the postseason. That 7 seed is doing a lot of heavy lifting for him, and he gets a pass.
Shoulda. There's a 7 seed. I mean, it's a part of it. I hear what you're saying. If there's only 4 seeds or 4 seeds, then 3 other teams wouldn't make it. I mean, we could get here all day about that. My point is simple, is that the Lions keep losing people, and the division isn't getting weaker. I still think the Packers are better.
No.
I do. Micah Parsons, a healthy Micah Parsons for all year. I think they're better than the Lions. And I also think, obviously, the Bears are better than the Lions. And we'll see what the Vikings do if they're able to put a quarterback. Even last year with no quarterback, they won 9 games. They're dying. They're saying
the Vikings.
The Vikings. The Vikings were so bad they won 9 games, 1 less than the Lions. And the Vikings were the ones with the terrible J.J. McCarthy who did the boogie boo on the Lions when they went to Detroit and won that game. That was the Lions season. You agree on that one? That game?
That's when they lost.
That's when they lost the season.
That's when it was over.
And that was the game, and that came against the Vikings in Detroit. So I just look at the Bears above the Lions. I look at Green Bay above the Lions. And Minnesota was 1 game different from the Lions with a bad quarterback or bad quarterback play.
Guess what they still going to have? Bad quarterback play and not half the luck that they had last year. And again, you say a healthy Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons isn't going to be healthy in week 1 after he tore his.
I didn't say week 1, but I mean, they'll get him
guess
back.
What? They split with the Packers with a healthy Michael Parsons. The Lions did.
Yeah, I just don't have the same confidence.
Matt LaFleur lost his defensive coordinator.
There's no way that team should go from the number 1 seed in the NFC to not making the playoffs. There's something wrong there. How did that happen?
Yeah,
with 7 seeds.
We just outlined it. We just outlined it. Half the offensive line retired. I mean, the offensive line retired right before the season started. Then you had, the celebration that Frank Ragnow was thinking about coming out of retirement shows you how dire it was. I am not disputing that the Lions had a good year last year, or it's trying to attempt to say that. But what I'm saying is you've seen the 49ers have a down year under this Kyle Shanahan era. They were right back the next year. If you believe in the Philadelphia Eagles, you saw them have a down year. They were right back the next year. And I think a lot of that had to do with Saquon Barkley rushing for 2,000 yards. If you have the right people in place, you'll have a down year or 2, but then be right back where you started. The Rams, prior to they had a down year We'll go to the Super Bowl, down year, right back. Competing.
Where'd they go? We're right back. Where'd they
right
go?
back to the postseason. If the that's where you said the Lions aren't going.
Yeah,
right back to the postseason. Right back to competing.
But the difference is, the
difference is they don't have 45 years or however long of being terrible, and you didn't come up doing your victory laps every time the Lions lost.
What are you talking about? I was the one who said they weren't. Why didn't they go? Why did people think that? Most people thought they'd make the playoffs last year. Didn't they?
Yeah, I thought they were making the playoffs
most
last
people,
year.
like 99% of the people out there who cover the NFL, I didn't think so. I thought the loss of Ben Johnson was bigger than people wanted to give credit to, and I think that they're not the same team without Ben Johnson. I don't believe they're the same team, and I don't believe that when they continue to lose pieces, that it's the same team that was put together and people thought maybe had a 4 or 5 year run. That run, to me, is probably over. And if they don't make the playoffs again this year, then it will be officially over, and that's where I'm leaning. Unless something, catastrophic, some sort of terrible thing happens to the Bears or the Packers, you know what I mean, that I can't see now.
The Packers just aren't. The Packers are the most mythical team in the NFL. I do not understand anything why people talk about the Packers as year in, year out Super Bowl contenders when the last time that they
did I
won
mention the Super Bowl?
I
mentioned them going into the playoffs being better than the Lions. That's
right.
all I
and so how many teams do you think so you're saying the Packers aren't Super Bowl contenders?
I didn't, but that's not what we're talking about now. I don't have my Super Bowl contenders because I don't know what's happening.
Well,
I don't have free agency. I don't have any of that. I can't give you that
year
now.
in, year out, people pencil the Packers in atop the North is a joke.
I don't know about people. I'm just talking about me.
Well,
I don't know what people.
Anybody who's doing it, I think it's just misguided. I don't see the evidence on the field to justify that.
877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Are the Lions destined to miss the playoffs again next season or not? Martin says no way, no how. I say yes way, yes how. We'll continue this conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. And you know what you need to do. Stick and stay.
For possibly the best callers in the US of A.
Two NBA players that are historically played very hard are LeBron James and Steph Curry.
LeBron James.
They were supposed to square off on Saturday night on prime time on ABC. Problem is, Steph's still dealing with the knee injury. Lakers roll by 30. That's not the story. The story is that before that game, on Friday afternoon, Steve Kerr was on the radio in the Bay talking to a friend of ours, Mark Willard. Shout out to Mark Willard.
Shout out to Saw him at San Francisco. Did you guys see him?
That's what I did see, Mark Willard.
Shout out to
my old partner when I first started here.
He literally had, I've done shows with him, Mark. Yes.
Legitimate friend of the show. So Kerr was on Willard's radio show, 98.7 The Game, and Willard asked Kerr, tell us, in your opinion, how you think the game has changed or how these two specifically have changed the game of basketball in their 20 years or so in the NBA. Here's Kerr's response. Take a listen.
Steph has changed the game dramatically with the shooting. I mean, for all the reasons we know. I don't know that LeBron has changed the game as much as Steph, but he sort of took the mantle from, Kobe and Michael Jordan, that guy who is just head and shoulders above everybody athletically. But he's taken it to a new level with the versatility in his game. There's just never been a player like him.
You want to go? You want me to go?
Go ahead.
This is one of those. Steve Kerr is wrong. Steve Kerr is right. Here's what I mean. If we're talking just the actual X's and O's, I will absolutely say Steph Curry has changed the game of basketball. Have you seen a court? Any court? I coached my daughter's YMCA basketball a year or so ago, and what do I see? Little kids jacking up half-court shots, everybody shooting three. Literally, as I just said that, two different games going on over here. Two different guys shooting threes. Steph Curry changed the game and got guys that take bad shots that they really shouldn't because, well, Steph along with analytics say 3 is better than 2 and I should shoot this and blah, blah, blah. So absolutely Steph Curry is changing in that regard. Where I will say LeBron changed it is more so on the court and off the court and larger things. I'll explain what I mean. LeBron brought in the player empowerment movement to, for better, for worse, whether you like it, you love it, LeBron started the I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm going to do this. Let's team up. People don't like it, but that's what happened. LeBron had changed the game in that he was become very, very vocal about things that a superstar at that point lately we started to have where they didn't say anything. And he's became very vocal. He was talking about a lot of social justice issues. In fact, having issues with our current president, the first administration, going back and forth. So LeBron became very vocal, and you started to see guys right up under him start to speak out, including a Steph Curry, speaking out from time to time. So I believe LeBron, in a larger scale, changed things for the bigger player, the more independence for the player, the more beneficial things for the players in the league and as a whole. The actual game play, I do agree that Steph Curry is changing more because everybody can't walk around, Rob, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 240, 50, 60, best jumper, fastest dude in the league, strong, is top 5 strong dude in the league. That's a freak of nature. But what I can do is fire up some shots. What I can do is dribble, and then shoot. What I can do, come off some screens and shoot. And that was what Steph Curry enabled everybody to do. In college, as we watch, whenever TV has college on, high school, down to just pickup games. People are shooting shots that they never would have before. Those shots would have, if you play ball back in my day, you would have been on the bench. It's a bad shot. Absolutely, Steph Curry changed the game in that regard.
But he changed the game in a bad way. And people can talk about LeBron and player empowerment and some of the other stuff that he was involved in and whatnot that happened. He partly wrecked the All-Star game by not taking part in it and kind of downplaying it, and people followed his lead, and there's other stuff. But Steph Curry changed the game for the worst. Like, Steph Curry has a stain on the game, and I don't care, because part of what you talked about, he was taking ridiculous shots that shouldn't have been taken. Under most circumstances, coaches would have pulled guys out of games, just heaving up three-quarter shots, half-court shots, ridiculous shots in moments. And not only did those things be bad, other players who had no business taking those threes also decided.
That's what made it bad.
Right. But because he was making them. And if Steph Curry had missed some of those early on, they probably could have corralled him in and said, dude, what are you doing? Like Steph Curry, you can talk about all those big shots. That dipsy doodle behind the back pass in the
finals.
In the finals was like
threw the trophy out of bounds.
Am I right?
They made a meme, and instead of the ball, it was the trophy.
I mean, that was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen. In a big game like that, he's doing up to Klay Thompson, right? That went out of bounds. But my point is, Mark Willard, I would have said, had Steve Kerr said that, but you mean in a negative way, in a bad way, he wrecked the NBA. It is the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss on a funky Flashback Friday. Don't forget Mark Funky Cole Medina coming up in about 5 or 6 minutes from Essentially Sports. And, of course, a Fox Sports Radio NBA Insider. And make sure you check out the new and improved iHeartRadio app. That's right. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app. Stream us all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeartRadio app so they'll always pop up at the top of the screen. All right, 877-99 on Fox. Lions trending upward, downward, moves happening, personnel changes, coaches are gone. Martin still likes it. He thinks they got the right coach and general manager, so they'll be all right. I'm off the Lions bandwagon. I don't know if I was ever on it, but I'm off it. I think that they missed the playoffs last year like I said they would, and I think they'll miss it again. 877-99 on Fox.
Draft history show. I mean, that's why I'm a fan. You just look at the stats. But let's go to Paul in Detroit. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. You should get my haircut by a Paul in Detroit.
Yeah, it was a good haircut.
It was.
What's up, Paul?
Hey, guys, long-time listener, listening every night on the way home.
Man, we appreciate you, Paul. You know that. Thank you.
Die-hard Lions fan. I got a couple things to say, and I hope you give me a chance, right?
Go ahead.
I know you don't think they're making the playoffs again this year.
No, hey, Paul, let me ask you this, and I'm going to let you talk. When I said it last year, did you think it was hate, or did you think I was on to something?
No, you were on to something, and I'll tell you the reasons why. Okay? Second toughest schedule in the NFL last year. Played Philly and KC away. They obviously lost Ben. They lost Aaron. They had a little trouble with Johnny Morton.
Yep.
And
you lose two coordinators. You lost two coordinators. That's hard.
But making moves like they do, I can totally see them getting rid of Montgomery. They're going to get somebody in the draft that's going to be a bull. They already got somebody picked in the 4th round because that was the pick they're going to get. Just like they probably should trade Laporta like they used to trade Hockenson and get that other Iowa tight end. They're going to be okay. And the good news is Campbell's a frickin' gets that culture going again, and that's why they win. Are we going to be out Branch all year because of his Achilles? Absolutely.
All right.
It was a mess last year.
All right. Appreciate
I get all that.
Yep. We appreciate the call. Thank you. And it's going to be interesting, that whole division, the Lions, where they are. If they do not make the playoffs again, that'll be very, very interesting just to see where people are on them. If they did make the playoffs, just to you, would that say anything to you, or would it would have to depend on how they didn't make it, or just not making it? Would that change any way of thinking of their trajectory? You know what I mean, going forward?
If we're looking at something like when the no, honestly, there's no way they have to make the playoffs because everybody makes. If you're a good team in the NFL, you make the postseason.
But I'm giving you the scenario that they don't make it. Would that change? You thinking that their window's still open or closed, or you would still think it's open, is what I'm saying. 2 years in a row, not making the playoffs.
I think I'm of the belief if you have the right head coach and the right GM, your window's open. So, yes, the window would be open.
Okay.
Yeah, the window's open. If you got the right guys in charge, then your window's open. Because obviously you got to have a quarterback, but if you can find the guys that can find that guy, then you have a shot.
All right, let's get to Steve DeSager, get us caught up as to what's going on. Mark Medina will follow him. Steve, what's happening?
Aaron Judge, 2-run homer in the first inning. Team USA up 2-0 going to the bottom of the first. Yes, the Americans are visitors tonight in Houston against Brazil, opening their World Baseball Classic schedule. Judge, the team captain for the Americans this time around. The game's on Fox TV. Logan Webb of the Giants is the starting pitcher tonight. Detroit pitcher Tarek Skubal makes his one start on Saturday on Fox. Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens goes against Mexico on Monday night. Mexico today won its opener against Great Britain 8-2. It was tied 1-1 in the 8th. Jonathan Aranda of the Rays, 3-run homer in the 8th. Jazz Chisholm of the Yankees went 0 for 5 as the Brits' leadoff hitter. Japan won its opener in Tokyo, 13-0 over Chinese Taipei. Shohei Ohtani hit a grand slam, the win to Yoshinobu Yamamoto of the Dodgers. He pitched 2 2/3 scoreless innings, 3 walks. He threw 53 pitches. The game was stopped after 7 innings in Tokyo. It was so lopsided. 13-0 in the third, in fact. Venezuela won 6-2 against the Netherlands, which had just 4 hits. Luis Arraez, 2 RBIs. And believe it or not, Brazil has just homered off Logan Webb in the bottom of the first. So 2-1 Americans, heavy favorites against Brazil tonight. Also in progress, shockingly, Dominican Republic only tied against Nicaragua 3-3 after 3. Puerto Rico with 5 in the 5th leads Colombia 5-0, top of the 8th inning now. To the NBA, he's back at Boston. Jayson Tatum has returned after a torn Achilles just last May in the playoffs. He started 0 of 6 shooting from the floor. Celtics are leading Dallas early third quarter, 64-61. Tatum with 9 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and just 1 turnover. But Nick Vucevic of Boston left with a broken finger. Also in progress at Charlotte, so far 22 points for Brandon Miller. Approaching mid-third quarter, Hornets lead 74-71 against the Miami Heat. Men's college basketball in a half an hour on FS1. It is 18th-ranked St. John's at Seton Hall. In women's hoops, the regular season ended last Sunday for most teams. And in a conference tournament quarterfinal in the SEC, number 24 Ole Miss defeated number 5 Vanderbilt 89-78. Among the 7 NHL games at Dallas, Stars 2-1 over Colorado in the first period. The Raiders are cutting quarterback Geno Smith. The Texans released running back Joe Mixon and re-signed tight end Dalton Schultz. Vikings center Ryan Kelly retired. The Rams re-signed safety Cameron Curl. Back to you.
All right, Steve, what'd you say tonight on Fox? Aaron Judge, what'd you say? What happened with Aaron Judge?
He homered in the first inning.
Crushed. Left field. Deep. Gone.
All right, there it is. I know we weren't supposed to play it, but we played it anyway. How about that? All right, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. It is the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss in for Kelvin Washington. On this Funky Flashback Friday, we're going to get to Mark Funky Cole Medina coming up to get some NBA stuff. Jayson Tatum has gotten it going. Martin, are you impressed? The first half was rusty, 0 for 6. There was the stop at the basket where he got blocked by the rim. But he looks good.
You don't see that often in the NBA where a guy misses a dunk short. And we'll get to Mark Medina's. I'm sure he's got more on that.
That's right. Let's do it. Mark Funky Cole Medina, Essentially Sports, and, of course, our Fox Sports Radio NBA insider. What's happening, Mark? How are you?
I am doing well, Rob. Hey, I need to be like Happy Gilmore and give you an apology. You were right. I was wrong. The Detroit Pistons, they're pretenders. And the Celtics, I think they're the real deal, and they can get back in the title mix.
I'm so sorry.
There you go. Mark, I love it. I love the idea. I told you I wasn't buying the Pistons. But the idea, and we're talking about it, Tatum coming back, that's huge for Boston. They were able to hold, be the number 2 seed in the East, hang on without their main guy. It's pretty amazing where the Celtics are, isn't it?
Wild. I don't think anyone would have predicted that the Celtics would be in this position to make the playoffs. I thought it was going to be a bridge year, gap year, where Jaylen Brown's playing well, but not enough for them to really make enough hay. And no one knew that these role players outside of Peyton Pritchard would actually be able to provide meaningful contributions. I think the other fascinating part here, Rob, is the fact that Jayson Tatum's back 10 months after injuring his Achilles. And here's the thing, guys, nothing's risk-free. But I talked to different doctors outside of, the Celtics, and they all said, look, this isn't a gigantic red flag. Modern medicine, new technology has enabled these players to come back. And because of the Celtics dynamic where he doesn't have to be the main guy, he can allow himself to be on minutes restriction and work himself gradually. They said it's the perfect ramp up before the playoffs start.
All right, but hold on a second, Medina, because I hear you and agree with you, and if all of that is absolutely true, I'm all in. I'm not calling you a liar by any stretch. However, George Sedano from ESPN earlier today, according to Rob G., said that Jayson Tatum is not, in fact, on a minutes restriction, and obviously was in the starting lineup.
He looks good. I mean, like in the second half.
He had a rebound dunk in the first half, like 90
They were in the
seconds
second
left
half
or so.
now, am I right?
But in
Yeah.
the 90 seconds or so in the first half,
He's hit 5.
and since then he hasn't missed a shot.
He's hit 5 straight.
But my question to you, Mark, is you just because you outlined it perfectly. When Jayson Tatum was down against the New York Knicks, everybody was saying, okay, this year it's over for the Celtics. Next season will be a wash. This team will be a team that is fighting to make the postseason. This team is second in the East right now, 41-21. Jaylen Brown is the second usage rate in the NBA and is a legitimate MVP contender. How do you think it fits? Because I'm with you on the whole, if Jayson Tatum can come back and play in this minutes restriction, ramp-up role, but I'm looking at a guy right now who, again, he's off the quick top of my head, 6 for 10 from the floor, 6 for 11 from the floor, but has made his last 6 shots in a row and is looking pretty good. How does the dynamic between what used to be, I'd say, 1 and 1B going to play out when 1B has been 1 while Jayson Tatum was out?
Yeah, well, there's a few things to unpack. First, the minutes restriction. I get what Joe Mazzulla said, but I don't think that's going to play out long term. It's one thing if he does that, opening night, but when it comes to back-to-backs, long stretch, I expect that those minutes to go down.
So it's a minutes restriction, but it's just calling it by a different name.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe it's a message that we're not holding you back first game of his season, but once things wear out, they'll adjust accordingly. How he and Jaylen Brown coexist, I think that's been fine. They've shown throughout the course of their career with Boston that this whole idea that they couldn't coexist was fully overblown. A lot of it was just more tactical adjustments than any personality conflicts. So I think that helps. And I think the other thing is that even though Jayson's known as primarily a scorer, in recent years he really improved his playmaking, partly to play well with Jaylen Brown, but when they got Kristaps Porzingis and Drew Holiday, same idea. And he has developed defensively. Now, I don't think, one doctor I told you said it's really good to make sure that he's not defending the best player on the other team. I think his playmaking role and moving off the ball is something that they'll really lean in on the short term while, they allow Jaylen Brown to continue to do his thing and put up MVP-type performances.
I want to ask you about the Lakers and LeBron. He fell down last night and then grabbed one elbow and then the other. I guess he's not playing tonight. And they're saying it was because of that injury, but did you watch the video?
I did watch the video, yeah.
He banged one elbow. I don't know. He grabbed one, and it's the other one. I don't know. It just looked weird to me. What is going on? It didn't look like he hit the one that he's claiming he really hurt.
Yeah, I think what's going on is he's 41, and anytime, even a small fall, it compounds it. But that being said, it's an elbow. He just fell and had a bad thud. I think that he'll be back for Sunday's game against the Knicks. But in the short term, this game against the Pacers is a snoozer. They're already in tank mode, and the Lakers, they don't have LeBron James. They don't have DeAndre Ayton because of his knee injury. So it might just be Luka Doncic either putting up a bunch of numbers against his former coach and Rick Carlisle, and also seeing if he can keep his composure and avoid that 16th technical so he doesn't get a one-game suspension.
Yeah, that's got about as good a chance as happening. Good a chance as not happening as the sun rising in the East. Luka Doncic will get that technical foul. I promise you this. But, all right, so let's talk about the darlings of the NBA. And right now I'm watching a game. Could barely tell that it's Charlotte with this orange uniform and blue court. But that's been like the hot, sexy, we can't wait to talk about the Hornets. Medina, put it down brass tacks. How many postseason games do the Hornets win?
This season,
yes.
I think 0. But they are a good team. Like, they have a great trajectory. Knipple, I won't be surprised if he wins Rookie of the Year. In the first quarter of the season, I was already hearing from different executives that he would be their favorite to win because he's shown he's not just a shooter. He's a complete player, great passer, takes on a lot of tough defensive assignments, and the Mavericks, they were having Cooper Flagg play a point guard. And now they say, oh, yeah, that helped expand his game. Cooper Flagg will say the same thing. But people around the NBA thought that really hurt Cooper Flagg's development. So
Sure.
I think with Knipple, he is a really good starting piece with them. But the other thing is LaMelo Ball. He's much more healthier than he has been in past seasons, and you've seen continued improvement from him of not just being the highlight reel point guard of these step back threes and fancy passes. He still does that, but he has slowly but surely improved with just making the simple play. And that has reduced a lot of his turnovers and missed shots and mistakes.
Hey, last thing, and I'm just going to assume, and you tell me if I'm different. I know some people aren't happy about the Magic City night that's going to happen in Atlanta in 2 weeks, or on the 16th of March when the Orlando Magic take on the Hawks. But I'm assuming for that to get that far along, they had to get the league to sign off. I don't expect the league to come in the last minute and put the kibosh on it, right? If you're the Hawks, you had to get approval from the league, don't you think, before it happened?
Oh yeah. The league's not going to interfere. It's business decision, and anyone has the right to object morally to whatever they want. But it's a business, and teams can sponsor whoever they like. And from I think their perspective, they know that it's a very popular spot, both. Not just because of the people that are working there, but they're for the food as well.
Yes,
and they want to pay homage to that.
Mark, I know everybody laughs at the food or the kitchen. I've been going there since the '90s, and I'm telling you, I really have. I'm not even kidding you. And the food is spectacular, and people come into the strip club just to get the food. Their kitchen is renowned. It really
Here's
is.
The prediction, Rob. The Magic City Wings, they're not just going to be sponsored the Atlanta Hawks. I think that they're going to give you a call about getting some sponsorship for the Odd Couple.
There we go on a Magic City Monday here. No doubt. Mark Funky Cole Medina. Mark, we appreciate you. Thank you, my man.
I appreciate you as well, man.
People who are not from cities that have a big strip club culture do not understand that, yes, people do, in fact, go to strip clubs to eat. Some of the best lamb chops in Detroit are at the strip club.
I agree. And the cheap lunches and whatnot, there are a lot of guys who go into those places more for a cheap lunch, a steak, a baked potato or something, you know what I mean?
A lunch special, sure.
Exactly. There is a kitchen element to it. All right, coming up next.
Not everywhere, though. Not everywhere.
Here on The Odd Couple, Geno Smith is available, and we're going to talk about his long career because he had a resurgence, but looks like now it might have just been a blip in the screen and not a long-term thing. We'll talk about that and much more. It is The Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss, and for Kelvin Washington on his Funky Flashback Friday. Stick and stay.
Especially if you're feeling a little funky after Cole in the US of A.
Rob G, some of the best news I've heard in a long time. I mean, I just thought to myself, what world am I living in?
Your world.
There was, Rob G, and you got to admit this, and I saw you put it on X or whatever they call it now. Copyright infringement, because we have been doing this for a long time here on Fox Sports Radio. Rob G, explain to the peeps.
That's right. The Odd Couple's Magic City Monday has been hijacked.
What?
By the
Monty,
Atlanta Hawks.
They're calling it Magic City Monday. Yes.
Coming up March 16th.
Which is a Monday, Alex.
It is a Monday.
That only makes sense. They call it a Magic City Monday, Rob.
Against the Orlando Magic. The Atlanta Hawks will be celebrating Magic City Monday.
But you missed that, too, against the Orlando Magic.
See?
They went really
City
deep
Monday,
with it.
really did.
Right.
They went real Inception with this.
They will be
thought about it,
having
Monty.
Atlanta rapper T.I. will perform at halftime. They'll be serving Magic City's world-famous wings during the game.
50 ain't going to be there.
50 ain't going to be there.
Yeah, he won't.
And they will be selling limited edition merch. Now, here's my favorite part, guys. One of the chairman of the Atlanta Hawks organization said in a statement, "This collaboration and theme night is very meaningful to me after all the hard work we needed to put it together. The iconic Atlanta institution, Magic City, has made such an incredible impact on our city and its unique culture."
You know what? I gotta admit, Monty, there are a lot of people who are prudes who will say, how could an NBA team get in bed with a strip club? Like,
there are people getting in bed with them.
But you know what? This is spot on. This is
I was like, good gracious.
This is an institution in Atlanta. It really is. I know it's you're like,
I love it.
A seedy strip club or whatever. I'm Monty.
I'm into it.
It really, really is. Like, people in Atlanta, they're like, what? I'm going to Magic City Monday. Are you kidding?
I'll go with you, Rob.
Really? You got to go?
Go down to Atlanta, March 26th.
Let's go.
What, Rob G, what year was that when we went to the Super Bowl in Atlanta? And I'm telling you, guys were paying, you know what it was cost to get in there that night?
I already know.
It was over $100 just to get in. And there were out-of-towners all over the place. When you come to Atlanta, you want to go out and see a little something, have a couple of drinks. Now, don't get this twisted. When they say, I came for the food, the wings, their kitchen is the bomb. People order carry out. All you see are the DoorDasher people coming in. Seriously, like the wings, the fries.
NBA players, right, that have been.
Lou Williams. Lou Williams, let me tell you who will absolutely be there. Lou Williams will be there, and he's going to be on the Jumbotron. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all try the lemon pepper wings.
Not only will he be there, guys, I don't want to bury the lead here. Magic City Kitchen will serve 2 versions of the world-famous lemon pepper wings, including the Lou Will lemon pepper barbecue.
Unbelievable.
So he got, it's where he got his own flavor. So let me just, Rob is 1,000% right. It is absolutely a staple of the town.
There are
documentaries made about it. It's in a million rap songs. So as much as the Odd Couple, Magic City Monday, it's been Magic City Monday, Live in Miami. They've been rapping about all this stuff for years. But this is where I get, no pun intended, but you get what we're talking about.
We got it.
Here's the thing. You just mentioned the NBA being a corporate entity that involves kids, that involves big corporations, that's where it gets a little dicey. Like, I get Atlanta. If anybody knows Atlanta, that's Atlanta. Atlanta is the place where I have a dream, Martin Luther King, and then Atlanta is Magic City. It's just a unique place like that.
But wait a minute, here's the problem. Here's my pushback. Ain't no booty shaking. Ain't no women. No.
What you mean? No.
There will not be.
So wait, man, hold on. You're trying to tell me it's just the wings making Magic City Monday?
Yes, there will not. There will not be any women. Rob G, you think there's going to be women at halftime Magic City strippers?
1,000%.
You think T.I.'s going to perform by himself at halftime?
No. I said women shaking their booty. I'm talking about like at halftime or something. We'll have women dancers.
Elijah, put the camera on me. Monty, did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show?
Yes.
Was there not, because part of the flavor of Latina culture is dancing and having a good time?
They were shaking it.
They were shaking it. Mm-hmm. Now, is there anything bigger and more open for everybody in corporate than the Super Bowl?
No.
So you think they're not going to have, if the Super Bowl got some shaking?
No, they will not have.
I'm not saying it's going to be thongs.
They will not have girls in thongs from the club.
If you don't think they're going to be in there dancing.
Let's bet wings.
No, I'm not saying it's going to be Magic City. Like they're going to be sliding down and with thongs. But they're going to be in there dancing.
They're not going to slide in some poles for halftime.
It'll be some poles.
No, it won't.
They won't be. They're going to be poles. They'll just be in like the cheerleader shorts or some cut booty shorts that they call them, or Daisy Dukes, whatever you want to call them.
No,
they're going to be.
There will be no Magic City girls.
I'm really asking you this.
No, you think they're going to be Magic City girls?
Yes, but they might not be in the, just dental floss up the butt.
No, but that's what they are.
But what I'm saying
you
is,
mean in regular clothes just hanging out?
Real question. What will make it Magic City Monday if it...
They just told you. Couple Fox Sports Radio on a funky flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss in for Kelvin Washington. He'll be back on Monday, and we'll be in full effect. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Alev's got your back. with up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose. Aleve keeps you going with a long-lasting body pain relief this winter. That's right. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains. In the WBC, USA 2-1 over Brazil. Judge just grounded into a inning-ending double play.
Take his green card.
That's Rob G. What'd you say?
Take his green card.
Take his green card. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We don't stand for that here in America.
AJ Przinsky was on the herd and said all the pressure on the WBC is on Aaron Judge.
Why is
Shohei's already got one.
Okay. Well, Judge hit a home run. How about that to get started? We'll see what happens.
Got a long way to go.
Baseball,
got a long way to go.
Ba-
He didn't get the big wings like an eagle flapping.
Baseball's different because he can do whatever he needs to do. If a pitcher gives up a home run in the ninth inning or gives it up, that doesn't mean like a
Are you
Judge
saying
failed.
that baseball's menu is longer than the rest of the
No,
sport?
that's not what I'm saying.
It sounds like you're moving the goalpost for an MLB Bro of the Year, three-time award winner.
In baseball,
Three
they
out
move
of
the
four.
fences back. They keep moving the
Three out
fences
of four.
back.
Right.
So.
No, but I'm saying if he hits well and they lose it in the ninth inning when a pitcher gives up a home run to Shohei, you can't say Aaron Judge didn't win. That's all I'm saying.
Sports has a short menu. Wins and losses.
All right, Rob G.
Real quick, what was on baseball? We know you're an Aaron Judge guy and you hate Shohei Ohtani.
Stop it. I don't hate Shohei.
What if the Dodgers win again and by default, that means Shohei wins again? But it's because MLB bro Mookie Betts came through for him. Does that make you feel any better?
Mookie Betts has a.
He's like, nah, it doesn't
Rob
help at all.
G,
Mookie Betts hits 8 home runs.
That's
in the World
right.
Series.
He goes 7 for 11 with 6 homers.
Dodgers don't win it again. They're not going to win again. They almost didn't win this one.
They didn't.
It came real close. It was unbelievable that the Blue Jays didn't win. Another guy who didn't win, Rob G, was your guy.
That's right. Geno Smith, officially released by the Las Vegas Raiders, or at least until the league year.
No shocker, right? First Pete Carroll and then the guy he brought with him.
Yeah, Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, Geno Smith. I mean, great hirings there, Tom Brady. Really appreciate it. Now, it's interesting because we want to play off of this, Rob. In 2022, Geno had a resurgent year, right? Made the Pro Bowl, got some MVP votes. He was 9th place, but he got some votes, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks. Since then, 60 touchdowns, 41 picks over the next 3 seasons.
Wow.
Rob, when Geno Smith said in 2022, they tried to write me off, I didn't write back. What are you going to say now?
Maybe Geno Smith should have written back in 2022. Because you know what? That was the outlier. That was not G. Everybody's like, oh, see, Geno, it was about the Jets. It was about this. It was about that. And then the other one is, as soon as he leaves Seattle, they win a Super Bowl. Seriously. Geno Smith, he had that one really good year, Martin, but he is what he was.
Man.
And I'm not surprised.
Listen, Geno Smith is a success story.
How is he a success story? How?
Because everybody's got a plan until what? Mike Tyson said. Everybody got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. You name me another NFL player or professional athlete in general that we know caught one in the jaw in the locker room and bounced back. Because Geno started for 2 different franchises after that. Made over $100 million guaranteed after a guy named E.K. punched him in the face in the Jets locker room. I have to say, he may not have won on the field, but he won at the bank.
Okay.
And that right there makes you a winner.
Okay. I don't remember. When you think of Geno Smith, all that you talked about, how much money he made,
It is literally
how
literally the first thing I think of when I hear Geno Smith's name is
what
that he got punched in the face for not going to a charity event for one of his teammates.
What I think about first and foremost is that the Geno's pizza I put in the microwave has been in there too long and it's going to be stiff. I'm just like, Geno is who he is, and that year was an outlier. That year was an anomaly, and he did. He played well. Rob G, didn't he have like the highest quarterback percentage of completion percentage? He really played well that year. But he is who he is, and we've seen it for the rest of his career. That's why he bounced around. He's fine. He was awful with the Raiders. He was absolutely awful.
He got his jaw broke in the locker room. Missed 6 weeks, over $600. Ended it with more than $100 million guaranteed. It's a winner in my book.
How much is that with after taxes? 40?
So are you hating on having to finance the American economy?
Yes, I am. Hour number 3
You're
is coming up. Stick and stay.
America!
And he was in Vegas. There is no taxes.
Rob G, some of the best news I've heard in a long time. I mean, I just thought to myself,
It's the Odd Couple. You know what time it is. It's your boys.
Let's get it. The Odd Couple is fun.
Check.
And informative.
Check.
What's up, America? You want to talk sports with 1.5 of the best-looking guys in the game?
That game was incredible.
You are wrong. You'll be king of the water cooler.
What's it like working with Rob? Rob in his mind is like Chris Rock mixed with Richard Pryor, so I'm running out of fake laughs. Ha ha, Rob. Rob is very passionate.
Son, you ain't ready for this. Well, I don't have BS in my game. I'm straightforward. I'm honest. You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. And, of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm right most of the time. Kelvin is the nice guy, wants to make everybody feel warm and fuzzy.
You done? Let me tell you the truth. I bring the energy, a youthful energy. Rob's not gonna see this, is he? And I bring an honest opinion.
Michael Jordan, I can't take it anymore. I need a break. I'm going to go play baseball.
Trash Talking Tuesday is the best.
It's a great opportunity for folks to call in and they get to trash whomever.
Who you trashing, Roger?
I'm trashing LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
They can't even hold Wilt Chamberlain's shoes.
Stop talking about the king like that. It's a new era. Let LeBron be the best, please.
I only recognize one king in the United States, and that's Burger King. The connection with the Odd Couple audience is incredible. We really invite them in.
And they can relate, whether it be things about our own personal lives or our takes on sports.
Love you guys. You guys are killing it.
Hey, we appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with your boys.
They feel like it's just my guys, just my friends, and they join right in on the show.
We talk with the listeners, not at them.
Obviously, you can listen to us live, but you can still check out the podcast. You can check out our YouTube. You can check us out on social media. So in any way you want to get it, you can get it.
Yes.
There's some yelling. It is some hot takes. It's a whole lot of fun. I'll give you that.
It is fun. I agree. Begrudgingly.
The Odd Couple.
Sports talk that's too good and too fun.
Team USA playing its opener at the World Baseball Classic in Houston right now. This classic has been going on for years. 3 years ago, the last tournament final was the U.S. losing 3-2 to Japan. Well, Japan won its opener in Tokyo today. 13-0 over Chinese Taipei. Shohei Ohtani hit a grand slam. And tonight, right now on Fox TV, the Americans got a 2-run homer in the first from Aaron Judge and lead Brazil 2-1 in the third. Judge did ground into a double play in the second with bases loaded. Other games in progress. Dominican Republic is tied with Nicaragua 3-3 in the sixth. Bottom of the ninth in Puerto Rico. The home team, visitors in their opener today, technically, up 5-0 on Colombia. Edwin Diaz on to try and close it out. Mexico beat Great Britain 8-2. It was tied 1-1 in the eighth inning of that game. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 3 on a Funky Flashback Friday. We're already in hour number 3, Martin. Unbelievable. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss, and for Kelvin Washington. He'll be back on Monday. Be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel. We appreciate all the support. Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Again, that's Odd Couple FSR. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the Knicks thumbs up icon. Comment away and check us out on YouTube. Watch us live right now. And just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Rob G, any more YouTube? Odd Mob? Are we good?
Rob, you know they're always talking.
Yes.
You know, like it's just they
There's
just
always
talk
something.
and talk and talk and say a lot of stuff. Here we go. Rob Parker be reaching tonight. That's Deshaun Fairley.
Well, I got to be reaching. What am I reaching for?
No, I'm just telling you what it is. You know?
I don't know. Maybe when you're talking about the taxes implications of income tax in Nevada for Geno Smith.
What about
that? Might have been a stretch on.
What about all the stuff that I got right in football season? Those 12 things. You remember those?
What about the Sam Darnold thing?
Be quiet. I didn't get. I want to bet on Sam Darnold.
Yeah, you might be.
I did.
Close to Janet Jackson territory, man.
What are you talking about?
What have you done for me lately? Football season was a while ago.
We got some.
I killed football season.
You did. You had a great football season.
You can't. I killed it.
We got Clay G wanted to chime in on Martin's dyslexia.
Okay.
Said, I bet you he used Chat GPT to get through college.
Chat GPT didn't exist when I was in college. But I'll tell you this. I went. So to that point, I had all A's in high school. Got to college, I was C's get degrees, boy. I hit a wall. A big wall.
And Scott Lewis, who listens to your weekend show, is a big fan of yours.
Thanks, Scott.
This is why I like Martin. He's a very smart gentleman.
Oh, that's why I like Scott. He's got
Scott
good
Lewis from Fox 2 in Detroit. That's not the same Fox.
I never worked at Fox 2.
Yeah.
I was a Channel 7 guy.
He was a Channel 7 WXYZ.
Now I bring my guitar to work like Stephen Clark.
Stephen Clark. The main anchor there used to play the guitar.
I got no idea who that
is.
is.
In the newsroom. I know.
It's very inside baseball.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's all good. Martin, tell everybody what time your show is on Saturdays.
It's at 8 to 11 Eastern,
it's
5
Martin
to 8
and Monty.
Pacific. Martin Weiss, Monty Bolaños. Monty's playing hooky this week. Yep, exactly.
Where's she going? What's going on? There's some another. How many times are you going to go to Disneyland?
You know?
They got passes, Rob.
I just don't, but okay.
How many times are you going to go to a strip club, Rob? Like you ain't never seen it before in your life?
Not 2, not 3, not 4.
Rob G, I've only been going since the 90s. Can you lay off?
Stop it.
Since you're a fibber.
I'm not lying.
As soon as Rob turned 18, he was going to the dirty movie theater and the strip club.
He went to go get a gambling, a lotto ticket and walked right in.
No, but I'm talking about Magic City when I went there.
Alex, how do I not go? They mop every hour.
That's right.
That was a great slogan.
That was the peep shows. When I was in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, I've said this before, like the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. You know, like, in those days, it's kind of gross when you think about it now.
It was gross then too.
No, I'm just but their thing on the marquee on the building said we mop every 30 minutes. I mean, can you
now
imagine?
that's service, Martin.
I mean, you know, that's the type of stuff that you
what? Whatever.
Some things are better.
Whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's how you stay in business, bro. Imagine if it didn't say that.
Exactly.
What if they only mopped every 2 days?
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to be in that business in general.
Okay, Martin, but you know what? It's a different time.
Alex, the floors are so sticky.
It was terrible.
There's a spot you missed there, row 3, seat 7.
Okay.
There was some guy was in
That's
there.
my favorite seat, too. Come over here.
No, that's the worst, is actually going to a movie theater to see that stuff.
Oh,
Crazy.
Lord.
Everybody's all like embarrassed and ashamed of themselves, but they're all in there anyways.
I feel like if you're in that, you can't be embarrassed and ashamed of yourself in the moment.
Sound
It's
like
got to
a
be
Pee Wee
only
Herman.
But entrance and exit's the only time you're really ashamed of yourself, right?
When it's
When
in the
you're
light,
in there,
when it's in the dark, you don't care.
Yeah,
You're
in there
not
with
wait-
your
You're not
people,
waiting
right?
for the lights to come on. You know what I mean? At the end of the movie. Anyway.
Rob, real quick, you know what's wild to probably see in your lifetime? You know how we went from like no phones to mobile phones, FaceTime? You guys went to where it was like a shaming thing where you'd have to go rent like a dirty movie. There's a wall. Now OnlyFans is publicized.
It's unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. But it's the same thing as we look at sports gambling. Like, that was taboo. Even at the day when I was in high school doing the football sheets, it was like the teachers, didn't want to see them.
Sure.
If they saw them, they would take them away from you. You know what I mean? And now look where it is. They got gambling houses inside the buildings, inside the arena.
Rob, I was doing a weekend show here. This would have been a decade ago now. And we got invited to broadcast live at the Sands in Las Vegas because Tony Romo was having a fantasy football convention.
And they were like, no
and
way.
They announced it. They sent out the invitations. Like a month later, the NFL shut it down, said it was too close to gambling. For fantasy football.
That's what I'm saying. It's amazing where we are now.
Things were better then.
It's unbelievable.
We didn't know it. I wish there was a way to know about the good times before you knew they were the good times.
It's never that way.
Well, speaking of bad times.
It's a segue and a half right there, Rob.
There we go. Russell Westbrook had bad times last night after his game with the Siberia Kings, Rob G. Here we go. Take a listen to this.
You guys' job is to talk about the game, what's happening in the game, not stir up a bunch of, I don't want to cuss here because I want to get fined, but stir up a bunch of stuff that it's not accurate. And that's my problem. Like, being in the league a while, I've been able to experience a lot of these times where people outside of our building, outside of the film session, outside of what we do daily, how much work we put in, that is not an easy job to do. It's not an easy job to do. And I think the respect level is that we respect y'all, we respect what y'all do. Y'all come in, y'all make y'all comments, and nobody say nothing. But I don't have to sit back and not say nothing. I've been the media is, that's been my thing and been down the road. But as a leader of this team, it's my job to speak up for the guys in the locker room. We talk about it, they see it, I hear it. Because of the comments you guys make, you got guys thinking about a whole bunch of random things that has nothing to do with the game. And you guys are making false comments about our team and what we're doing here, and I don't appreciate that. So my ask is that you respect what we do and we respect what you do.
No, you don't. And you know what? I thought that was the most ridiculous rant by Russell Westbrook. It really was. Because, first of all, I would have put up my hand in the press conference, Martin, and I would have said, what are you talking about? Specifics. Who said what and who said it? What are you talking about? When they asked him kind of about that, he was like, well, I'm not going to get in. What was this? It was like, I'm not going to get in, go around on that. Whatever that meant. And number two, if we don't know what you're talking about and we're not in the film room and we don't know what it matters or whatever, it doesn't matter what we say, what are you bothered for? What are you punching down on sports reporters? I just don't even get that. After all these years, that's what's really bothering you? Is that the reason why the Kings can't win a game, Martin, is because of what the sports writers are saying? Really?
Yeah, it's honestly, when I've heard this initially, I was kind of sad. Like, Russell Westbrook has been in this business now for over 15 years and has yet to understand that you as an NBA player, just like I as a commentator, those reporters in the locker room who are doing the beat writing, the fans who are commenting on all of the consuming all of it, everybody plays a role in like the sports industrial complex. Like, this is something that you have to do. If you just want to hoop, there are plenty of places where you can go hoop and nobody will give a damn. Nobody will care. You just have to also not get paid millions of dollars while you're hooping. But you know what I'm saying? If it's, oh, man, I just want to play the game.
He acts like he doesn't understand what goes on, or the idea would be like you're an actress or actor and the movie critic doesn't like your movie. That's what they get paid for, to tell people whether it's a great movie or a bad movie, whether you should spend your money on it or whether you shouldn't spend your money on it. Why are you so bothered? And you know what I would have said? I'm not even kidding you. Okay, we're not in the film room. We're not at practice. We don't know about were you at our did you talk to my producer? Do you know what we were trying to put together for the show? Do you know what I talked to about my editor? Have you ever written a column for a major newspaper in the United States? Can you write 700 words if I gave you a laptop that made sense? Come on, dude. I get it. You have a job. We have a job. To go and swing on nameless, faceless people who are doing a job for a living. That's what they do. I remember once somebody called up and said, oh, so-and-so is just trying to sell a book. Yes, he is trying to sell a book. You're going to write a book, Martin, that nobody wants to read? When I hear people say that, they just want people to read their columns. They just want people to get clicks. Yes, I want to do a 3-hour radio show, not say anything, and not have anybody bothered or moved by anything I said. Does any of that make any sense? It's ridiculous every time I hear that.
And this is after a loss in which I was here anchoring last night, much to the chagrin of everybody who was listening, apparently. But yeah, the Pelicans and the Kings, two teams that if you add their win totals together today, they don't have 40 wins combined, right? The Kings are the worst team in the NBA who just lost to the worst team in the NBA. There's no positive to talk about, right? What would you
that's
like
what he right. That's
like. What do you want me to say here, Russell Westbrook? I get it. Maybe there's people saying Russell Westbrook shouldn't be on this team going forward. It is not necessarily an affront to you personally, but more along the lines of the team building aspect of the whole thing. This team has won 19 games. They've won 19 games. This is a labor of love for everybody at this point. Everybody's being a professional, because you know those people in the locker room. In the press room covering the team did not sleep as kids thinking, or dream as kids thinking, man, I cannot wait to cover the worst team in the NBA. You're watching Michael Jordan hit free throw line jumpers over Craig Elo, watching him hit over Byron Russell thinking, man, I can't wait to ask champions questions, right? Like, if you know that's your dream to be in the media, it's like you can't wait to be at the moment in which the confetti's falling down and somebody's yelling something. So how does it feel? That's what you would think about. It's like when you think about moving to California, people envision the West Side, not Boyle Heights. You know what I'm saying? People think about the ocean and Santa Monica. Like, you may be out there, and that's still L.A., but that's not what you were dreaming about, right? So I'm not even trying to take a big knock on the neighborhood, but when you're in Sacramento, you are dreaming about covering the best teams in the NBA, and you would love it if the team you were covering was one of those.
But I don't understand, like, what does he get out of that? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. You're right. We you know what? We used to go to practice. When I started covering the NBA, Martin, they used to let us watch practice, okay? They did. Then they cut us out of that. So what do you want us to do, right? And if we don't know anything, we have to ask. If you don't tell me as a reporter, or a columnist, what do I have to do, Martin? I have to come up with something and guess or figure it out for myself, because you won't take an interview, or you won't tell me with what's going on.
Right.
So there's two options. You cooperate and give us the information that we're looking for, and when you don't, I have no option. I have to figure it out myself. And that's where stuff like that happens. But this idea of punching down on nameless, faceless reporters and people just doing a job is mind-boggling to me.
It's
I don't
sad
get
to
it.
me, honestly.
That's what you want to do 15 years into the big leagues?
Seriously, though, because you're sitting there and he's talking about unfair. Like, the Kings, you're talking about being a leader of this team. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I've watched even 20 Kings games this year, right? Like, I haven't. I've been locked out. Those guys in that
I've never
room,
missed a Kings game.
Exactly. But you have an opportunity. He calls himself a leader. I agree, right? He's just off the strength of those kids who were playing now grew up watching Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City, right? Go to the So I agree that his voice probably carries a good deal of weight in that locker room. So instead of being like, the media is the worst, this, that, the third, blah, 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 why are you not bigging up what they should be talking about? Because ultimately, this is the thing that every athlete needs to understand. You are the one with the microphone, right? That's the new media this. Oh, we're taking back the narrative. We're taking back the narrative. No, people are writing exactly what you say into that microphone. If you say whatever, like Anthony Arcade Cunningham, remember the GQ article? He's like, no, I think I'm the best American in the NBA. Nobody paraphrased that. Nobody.
They quoted it.
It's a quote. That's what he said. And half the time, even more than half the time now, we got video of seeing you say it. Right? So it's like when you're coming through, like if you want to control the narrative of Sacramento Kings, Russell Westbrook, do that then. Set the tone. Because you have the opportunity to do it after every game.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, I've been around this league for a long time. I know we lost to the Pelicans. It's a bad loss for us, whatever. But let me tell you, there are two young players who are going to be good in this league.
Exactly.
And let me tell you about Joe Blow. Let me tell you about Bill Smith and what they did that maybe you didn't see in the game. These guys can play. And in 2 or 3 years, this will be a better team. That's a story.
And
that's something you can do rather than just coming into a press conference and pointing at the media and blaming them because you lost.
So don't be don't be the complaint. Be the change. Be the change. Because you could have been. You could have been. And instead, but you've been every single time you've ever had an opportunity in front of the media. And Rob, the first thing I'll say is it's sad to me that for a career that has a driver's license in terms of age, that you have thought like a big entity of it was always out to get you. Like
it doesn't make.
I don't know how you live life like that.
It doesn't even make sense. They out to get you. You've had this great life, made all this money. Top 75 player, going to go into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and you're worried about 4 sports writers in Sacramento. Really? After you lost to the Pelicans. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Was Russell Westbrook out of bounds with his comments to the media last night, or was he in bounds? We want to hear from you. It is The Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss, where we deliver insight, not noise, right here on Fox Sports Radio. We want to hear from you. 877-99 on Fox. Stick and stay.
Especially if you mop up sticky floors in the US of A.
Pacquiao, the rematch. Only like a decade after the first one, but we're excited to see
semantics.
It because I don't know about y'all, but sources close to the situation knew this was coming down the pike for a hot second. Me and Kelvin felt real knowledgeable.
I never wanted to be like a snitch and be like, ooh, we knew.
But yes, it was announced today that Floyd versus Manny, the rematch, will take place September 19th, 2026 at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Stream live in living color only on Netflix. And Rob, I could tell by looking at you, you are so excited about it.
I just threw up in my mouth. And I'm going to say this to you. From the first one,
okay,
it was the first time in American history that a black man gave a white man welfare, because that's what that was. That was a welfare payment in that.
The first
seriously,
version of it?
Yeah, like there was no way that Pacquiao deserved that. Do you know what I mean? Like that was just awful. And I'm not interested in this as well. I hate to be the old man on the get off my lawn guy, but I covered boxing for the Detroit Free Press. I was in Vegas all the time, fights, all that. No. Do we want to see this again?
Here's the problem, Rob.
I don't want to see it.
I know. You know. This is one of the few times.
Step away from the counter.
This is the few times we are the even couple, not the odd couple, because dang it, we agree on this stuff. But here's the problem. They pulled the okie doke on us. This is why Floyd, Rob G, is a business genius. He pulled the okie doke on us. How, you say? I'll tell you how. He sets up the one with Mike Tyson. So we go, oh, bah humbug. I don't want to see this. Mike Tyson's literally 60. This is boo. Here we go again. This is trash. And then he gets you just enough of the appetite for real boxing, and you can convince yourself he's still in his 40s. Granted, he's 49 tomorrow. You know, Pacquiao just fought, what was it, Rob G? 3 months ago, maybe? Pacquiao 6 months ago? I think he fought semi-recently. So you can just trick yourself enough to go, well, this is real boxing light. This is real boxing-ish. And you can get close enough to this because you're tired of the Jake Paul and the whomevers. You're tired of the Floyd and the Tysons.
I'm going to stop you.
You know I don't want to see this stuff, but this is good enough that people will want to see this.
No, it's not.
People want to see this one.
There's nothing here. You know, Alex, don't pay attention to that man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain
because
all this is there's nothing going on in boxing.
Agreed.
We could give them anything, any garbage. They have no regard for the boxing fan. They just know that people have nothing to do, and they're looking for a Friday night or whatever night it is to have a reason to have people over or do something. People try to talk themselves into it with the Tyson fight.
Mm-hmm.
I told you and Rob G from day one, didn't I?
Yep.
This is going to be awful, terrible. Oh, no, I've seen him on IG. You see he's in shape. He the best looking 60-year-old. You see
he
him.
Was, though.
He look all right.
He didn't fight. That's why he's biting his gloves. I forgot the contract.
No, he just was like, this is a holdup. He should have had on a mask and a gun when he picked up his purse.
Instead, he had on a thong.
And we didn't want to see that.
I didn't sign up for that.
I'm sorry. I just stop it already. Can you do me a favor? I'm talking about the general public.
Uh-huh.
Can you just stop? You can make this stuff go away. Stop. Don't be involved in this. Do not have parties with your friends. Do not go to this. Do not buy tickets. Stop it.
They're going to this one, Rob.
Just stop.
Rob, they going to this one.
It's ridiculous.
I'm with you. You know I've set up here. Who was I with that day? Was it Ephraim last week, Rob G? I pounded the daggone table last week. Sick of this. Tyson and Floyd. First of all, Floyd doesn't fight anybody anymore. Tyson biting his gloves. He can't fight anybody. He won't let his hands go. So what are we doing here? It's going to be an argument about, hey, what AARP account do you have? This senior citizen battle? The challenge is, Rob, we're going to come off the Tyson. You're going to go, oh, that was whack. That was boring. Then you're going to see Pacquiao and Floyd. You're going to go, oh, here go a real fight again. Here's the rematch we wanted a literal decade ago. And people are going to watch. And the other trouble with this is the star boxers, Stewart, Tank, Garcia, if you want to throw him in there, the handful of these guys, they draw, but not aside from Canelo. Canelo's been Canelo. They draw, but not like the numbers, the same type of boxer their predecessors would have got. Bud Crawford might be the best boxer the last 20 years, aside from, Floyd. If you want to go post-Floyd, Canelo could be right there as well. Nobody watches. Most of his fights are free on ESPN and stuff, and he's been a tactician and a great. So that's the problem, is that real boxers don't draw like that.
It is the Odd Couple, a funky flashback Friday. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss, here on Fox Sports Radio. If you missed any of today's show, you'll be able to catch the podcast. Just search Odd Couple wherever you get your podcasts. Right after the show, today's podcast will be posted. Rob G putting it together as we speak. Be sure to follow the podcast, rate it 5 stars, and even provide a review. Again, just search The Odd Couple wherever you get your podcasts, and you'll find today's full show and a best-of version posted right after you get off the show. But first, we got some breaking news with Mr. Steve DeSager.
Breaking news from Fox Sports.
The Raiders are trading edge rusher Max Crosby to the Baltimore Ravens for 2 first-rounders. The one for this year is number 14 overall. It's not official till next week, but certainly in place. Deal, Raiders, Crosby to the Ravens. Back to you.
All right, Steve, thank you. Martin, your first take on this? Because I love it if I'm a Ravens fan. Are you kidding me?
My first take, I haven't completely digested the Ravens part of it. My first take is I don't think a single move the Raiders have done since Tom Brady and John Spytek took over have made sense. Like, in a vacuum, trading Max Crosby today, I understand the logic. You build up for next season, so on and so forth.
And you're going to get 2 first-round picks, right, this year or next year.
We watch teams every year go from worst to first. You're drafting a quarterback with the first overall pick. We assume at this moment in time, if you're doing that, your clock starts immediately. I don't know how it makes you better tomorrow to trade Max Crosby. Like, unless the guy you get in 26 for that first round pick is a stud.
But unless there's another part of it, he doesn't want to be there. And you know, like Pat Riley once said when he was coaching the Knicks, and I'll never forget it. Either you're in or you're out. And once somebody's out, Martin, you got to move on from him. Even though he's a great player. That's why I was asking, but that's why I say the Raiders thing, 'cause I'm with you. You know what I mean?
But, like, this is a guy that has the Raiders logo tattooed on him. Raider for life.
I got it. But once he asked out, and he was really mad at the organization. You remember when they wanted to shut him down at the end of the year and didn't want him to play, and he went away from the facility. All I'm saying, if I'm a Ravens fan, though, I'm ecstatic. Like, to get a player of that caliber, you're serious about it. This is ridiculous. That team was way too good, Martin, to have not been able to get to a Super Bowl. Like, by this point, you got a quarterback who's a 2-time, could have been easily a 3-time MVP. All these other things.
Instead of doing that, just say 3-time All-Pro.
Am I right?
That's the better way to frame it.
It is a 3-time.
Because everybody else got the numbers add up.
Right, 3-time All-Pro. Like to be the best quarterback in football 3 times in his career, to be that young, and then some of the other things. There's always something going wrong here, but Crosby is a right. That ain't a wrong. You know, like there's always something. When they lost the game to the Steelers, field goal kicker missed a field goal, and then you remember when they lost to Buffalo, they had a 2-point conversion dropped.
Well, and that's the thing.
You know, like a lot of bad things have happened.
If you add a guy like Max Crosby, to me and Rob G were talking about this before the show. Like, a great pass rusher is equivalent to a great closer in baseball. But the tricky thing about a closer, if you never are leading going into the 9th inning, you could have the best one in the world. It doesn't matter, right? And so that's why I think that on its face, of course, you tell me you're adding a top 5 pass rusher to a team with Super Bowl aspirations. I say, yes, 2 thumbs up. Hey, that's a good idea.
Rob G, from the Raiders perspective, Rob G, of course, is our resident Raiders fan. So just, you knew it was coming. You knew it was going to be painful. But now, are you mad at it? Are you happy because you got the first-round picks? And do you follow him to the Ravens as a fan? Like, I'm not saying you
trying to call me the Bo Benson of Fox Sports Radio? Don't you put that out there, Rob. No, Martin is so right he can't turn left right now. The Tom Brady era of Raiders football has been basura. It has been trash.
Basura.
He has been horrible. He has no idea what he's doing as the lead decision maker. You guys touched on it. Tom Brady, this is not opinion, this is factual. Look it up. Had a personal decision. It was his decision. They ran it by him. He handpicked Pete Carroll, fired after year 1.
And we knew that was a bad hire from jump.
Chip Kelly, not only bringing him up from college, making him the highest paid coordinator in football, didn't even make it through the season. Geno Smith, dumped after one season. They paid him $58 million, the equivalent in 1 year, for Geno Smith.
And that's after, part of it too, they vetoed Sam Darnold.
Exactly. And now you trade away your only good player, a guy who, to Martin's point, wanted to be a Raider. So much so, he got it tattooed on his body, so much so that when they tried to shut him down to get the number 1 overall pick, he said, no, I don't do that. I play football. I'm here to win games. Put me out there. And they said no. And now you're going to have, on the heels of last season, drafting a running back in the top 10 when we have no offensive line to speak of. They're all in now on a quarterback in Fernando Mendoza, who most people who cover the league and are scouts and GMs and executives all agree that if this was 2 or 3 years ago, he's like the 5th quarterback taken.
Right.
But Tom Brady sees this guy who's 6'5", kind of like me, kind of an underdog just like me, really unathletic just like me, but he's really smart just like me. He's going to be just like me. No, it doesn't work like that, bro. You had Bill Belichick calling defense for 20 years with a top 5 defense every year going to the Super Bowl. You had Bill Belichick stealing the signs from all these teams so you can get to the Super Bowl year after year. And now Tom Brady's going to fly in between calling games for Fox and playing flag football with the Paul brothers, and he's expecting us to have a winning organization. I don't get it, man. This is embarrassing.
At least it'll be a shorter flight. That's not in Saudi Arabia anymore.
That's right. It is pretty bad. But you talked about Max Crosby's tattoo. I thought Alex had a Fox Sports Radio tattoo, and then I realized it was just a birthmark. So we're okay.
Thank you, Rob.
Yes. All right.
How'd you know my birthmark was there?
All right. 877-99 on Fox. Just your thoughts. You got any thoughts on the trade? Who won the trade? Happy for Baltimore? Does this make them a shoo-in to get to the Super Bowl or not? Just your thoughts. We want to hear from you. 877-99 on Fox. But first, let's get caught up. Mr. Steve DeSager.
A lot of NFL news to pass along, including tonight's breaking news. The Raiders are dealing edge rusher Max Crosby to Baltimore for 2 first-rounders. The Raiders are cutting quarterback Geno Smith. The Texans released running back Joe Mixon, who missed last year with a foot injury. Houston had traded for running back David Montgomery from Detroit. The Texans did re-sign tight end Dalton Schultz today. The Dolphins cut kicker Jason Sanders and fullback Alec Ingold. Veteran Lions offensive lineman Taylor Decker requested his release. The Chargers signed former Washington center Tyler Biadasz. Center of the Vikings Ryan Kelly retired. The Bears acquired center Garrett Bradbury from New England. Drew Dahlman just retired. The Patriots re-signed backup quarterback Tommy DeVito. Washington re-signed wide receiver Treylon Burks. The Rams re-signed safety Cameron Curl. Buffalo cut 4 players, including wide receiver Curtis Samuel, saving cap space. The league's free agency period begins on Wednesday. Teams have to be under the cap by then. In Houston, the opener of the World Baseball Classic for Team USA. Aaron Judge hit a 2-run homer in the first. It's now U.S. 3-1 over Brazil in the top of the 5th. The early long ball given up by starter from the San Francisco Giants, Logan Webb. He has more than settled down since. 6 strikeouts, no walks in his 4 innings of work. Also in progress, Dominican Republic was trailing early, but now leads 5-3 against Nicaragua in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-run homer for Junior Caminero. Japan won its opener early this morning, our time, from Tokyo. 13-0 was the final over Chinese Taipei, and Shohei Ohtani hit a grand slam. Mexico beat Great Britain 8-2. It was tied 1-1 in the 8th. Puerto Rico scored 5 runs in the 5th tonight and won 5-0 against Colombia. The win to Seth Lugo. Venezuela 6-2 over the Netherlands. To the NBA, Jayson Tatum returned after a torn Achilles last May. He started 0 of 6 shooting from the floor, but in a win against Dallas, 120-100, Tatum finished with 15 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. The Mavs have lost 6 in a row. Charlotte had won 6 straight, but Miami won at Charlotte, 128-120. And currently in progress, it's Portland ahead at Houston, 67-65 in the 3rd. Among the college basketball games on FS1 right now, mid-first half, 18th-ranked St. John's leads 16-10 at Seton Hall. In women's hoops, conference tournament action in the SEC. Ole Miss upset number 5 Vanderbilt. LSU ripped Oklahoma. Among the 7 NHL contests, Panthers lead 2-1 at Detroit with under 5 minutes to go. Dallas Stars holding on at home 4-3 against Colorado late second period. And at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, Daniel Berger leads by 5 strokes in Orlando. Back to you.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. It is the Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss. On this funky Flashback Friday, we want to get your input, your thoughts on the big trade. The Baltimore Ravens gets Max Crosby from the Raiders, 2 first-round picks. Joe in Hawaii, you're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. You are first up. What do you think, Joe? How are you?
I'm doing good. Loving every minute of it.
There you go. Living in Hawaii, you got to be good, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. It's got its advantages, that's for damn sure.
Yes.
About 85 degrees and beautiful today. So,
Very
yeah,
nice. Very nice.
not too bad. You know, the Raiders were no good with Max Crosby. They can be no good without him.
I'm not going to argue with that point.
I would say, yeah, take the 2 first-round picks. What the heck? He ain't getting any younger.
So I don't disagree with that
I don't
energy.
either.
But when you have a new ownership, that's my only thing is when you have a new ownership group, new head coach, new whatever, at a certain point, you do have to start winning. And it's hard to win without good players.
Well, maybe this is their chance to start over.
True.
And Joe,
Depends
I don't
on who
know.
they get. It depends on who they get for their draft picks.
But
It'll
Joe-
have to be judged in a couple of years. If they
Right.
get a stud offensive tackle somewhere along the line, and they get another edge rusher next year, man, it looks pretty good.
All right, so far, Joe, real quick, just to Tom Brady and his input. It last year was a bad first year, right? Really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All I know about Brady, I was a big fan of his when he was a player. He makes some funny ads on TV.
There you go. All right, Joe, thank you. Appreciate it.
Suck it up, man.
Thank you, buddy. 877-99 on Fox.
And just to show you, Rob, that this truly is a national radio show. You go from Joe in Hawaii to Evan in Alaska. Can't get any farther than that.
What's up, boys?
What's
going
up?
on, baby?
I know, unbelievable.
Hey, man, listen, last time I called in was about Sam Darnold, and this time I'm calling in. It's a little different. After I called you guys on my first time call, I got diagnosed and was basically medically induced into a coma.
Are you serious?
And I'm serious, man. And I got to tell you, man, my dad was so dope. He put you guys' radio show on, or at least a YouTube show on, every single day for me. So I got to listen to you guys the entire time.
That is amazing.
Today's my first time consciously listening to you. And as soon as you made that comment about the tattoo about AM radio, I realized how much I love you, Rob. You are the man.
Wow. How about that? My man was heard a text so bad from Rob, the boy got up and said, I got to call her.
It woke me straight up.
Woke him straight up.
Hey,
glad to hear you're doing well.
I'm a miracle worker.
Don't let anybody ever say bad takes don't make magic.
Exactly.
Boys, keep up that awesome work, man. I love you guys.
Thank you. That's so awesome.
That's incredible.
He was in a coma.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
I wish there was some type of way to know. Like
I know that there's shows that put people to sleep, but you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
No, but I want to know,
Rob.
this is because I was thinking the same. I think the opposite. My man's in a coma, right? So they got his vitals locked. They're tracking his vitals, right?
Right.
So I want to know if it's spiked at certain points. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if at certain points, like after the Seahawks won the Super Bowl and Rob came in and said, Sam Darnold, la la la. Like if that's spiked in that moment.
I could just see it. Alex, you just do this. If you're in a coma, let's wiggle your right toe and
Rob, caution.
All right, let's take Brandon in Riverside to round out the call. Brandon, you're on the Odd Couple of Fox Sports Radio.
Follow that up, Brandon.
Right.
Well, you know you can't follow up that.
I know. I'm sorry. What's up, buddy?
Come on, Rob. You gotta behave yourself. We need you to survive, man.
Yes.
Yeah. But
You know, hey, we got 5 years to go. We're gonna be there, Brandon. Come on, man.
I'm rooting for you, but you keep doing everything the opposite way where everybody else tells you. You're not following the rules, Rob.
All right.
But I was telling y'all, hey, as a Bears fan, and we sucked for many years, so
until after this past year, I always rooted for the Ravens because of Lamar. And I was like, and when I just heard that news, I really think they can make it to the Super Bowl now. Because I've picked them every year for the past 5 years. I don't care what football pool I get in, I'm like, the Ravens. Because you have that type of quarterback, and defense for the last 2 years have allowed them, they lost like plenty of games for them.
Yes.
So Lamar and the offense will, they'll run up the score. They'd be up 3 touchdowns, and they lost the game because they gave up 3 to 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns with a field goal.
And you remember
I
that?
love it. It's a great pickup for them. I love that for the organization, and I'm glad they made that. I'm glad they went for it. Crosby is a difference maker.
I agree, and you can't keep thinking Lamar's going to be young forever. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to waste the window that you have, and the Chiefs are going the other way. You start looking around the AFC. Are you really afraid of the Patriots? You know what I mean? And say, we can get there. It can happen. So I love it.
Just some context here. This is the first time in the Ravens' 31-year history they've traded used a first-round pick to trade for a player. Well, I find that kind of interesting, especially when you consider that brain trust has been in Baltimore for quite some time. This is not something that they do. And also Diana Rossini with an interesting one. Both the Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys had been working on this for days, kept in communication with the Raiders. The Jaguars were another team trying to put together a big package that would get it done. I'll tell you this, if the Cowboys had made this move, I would have hated it. You're trading all these first-round picks just to get a little bit older? Oh, that would have been bad. But I like this for the Ravens. I like this. When you got it, if you have a Super Bowl, if you have a team that you think can win a Super Bowl, you have to have two things. Obviously you have the quarterback already. You got to have a really good kicker, and you got to have a really good pass rush.
Kicker is right too, big time. I think people sleep on
people
kickers.
People blow past it every year.
And
special teams, we see them lose.
Without
games
Adam
for people every single year.
Vinatieri, you wouldn't be talking about Tom Brady because those Super Bowl winning kicks. If he missed 2 of those. Or missed, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, it's a whole different conversation about Tom Brady drove him down to the 20-yard line, and then Vinatieri missed the kick, and you lose the Super Bowl.
All year I was saying I don't think the Rams were true Super Bowl contenders because they're special teams. And in biggest game of the year, they show up.
All right, last call time coming up on The Odd Couple. And we want to hear from you, 877-99 on Fox. Anything you want to get in, we'll do that. And much more. It is The Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss, in for Kelvin Washington on this funky Flashback Friday. Go ahead, Alex. Say the whole thing.
Can I do it, Rob?
Yeah, go ahead.
Stick and stay, especially if you need some help waking up the dead in the US of A. What I mean by that is we just need Rob with some terrible takes.
Yes.
It's last call time on The Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance. Your call's important to us. Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got to get out of here.
Rob G. Magic City Monday for us. Magic City Monday in 2 weeks for the Atlanta Hawks, and not everybody's in on it.
Yeah, big deal. In case you missed the story, Magic City Monday, the world-famous gentlemen's club in Atlanta, Magic City Night. T.I.'s going to perform at halftime. They're going to serve lemon pepper wings. They're going to make
selling the hoodies.
Lou Williams lemon pepper barbecue wings. It's going to be a whole thing, right?
See, that sounds better to me than just regular old drop.
So it was a big talking point on this show because Magic City Monday is a brand name for us, which they stole. We'll get into that later.
That's right. Trademark infringement.
And as excited as he gets, I'm not sure he's not like a 0.1% owner.
Big facts.
The way you get so excited.
Big facts.
The look on your face last week we started talking about this.
Considering the way y'all got into it, you can assume that there's going to be people around the league who also felt some kind of way about it, right? Well, Luke Cornett, the backup center of the San Antonio Spurs, wrote a lengthy blog post about Magic City Monday, and he is calling on the NBA and their constituents to cancel it. And here's what he said. I'm going to read it in part. The NBA should desire to protect and esteem women, many of whom work diligently every day to make this best basketball league in the world. We should promote an atmosphere that is protective and respectful of the daughters, wives, sisters, mothers, and partners that we know and love. Allowing this night to go forward without protest would reflect poorly on us as an NBA community, specifically in being complicit in the potential objectification and mistreatment of women in our society.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Backup center should be heard, should be seen, not heard. How's that? What, like, you want to talk about misreading the room? And we talked about it. Sell out overnight. What is sell out in record?
Yeah, record time.
Record time. This is unique to this community. I'm dead serious. And you know this. I've been going there since the 90s, okay? It's a different place. I don't go to just any old place anytime I'm on the road. I don't. That is a place that has a connection with the community. And I'm not surprised that it sold out. There weren't people there picketing or saying that, women's groups could have easily done that and come on down on the Hawks. But you kind of got to know, and I think he's misguided here. And here's the other part that I have a big issue with. Where was your blog or your lengthy blog about gambling? And you know why there's no blog about gambling? Because gambling's legal, right? And the NBA's in bed with gambling. And guess what? So is working at a strip club. They pay taxes. It's a legal business. It's not illegal. If it's illegal, he has a leg to stand on. You might not want to take part in it, which I respect and I have no issue with. It's a legal business. This is how women in that place or whoever make money. They got to pay for school. They got to give diapers.
Are we ever going to get rid of that theory?
I'm just saying.
This ain't, you said 92 whenever you started going.
91.
This is 91. They just making money now. School schmool. And I ain't saying nobody.
You don't know that anybody's
That's why I just said I don't know. Well, you would know better than I. But let's not act like that. It's a new, what used to be taboo, all you got to do is turn on your Instagram. Somebody either they're there partying, Mary agrees, they're either there participating, having fun, or they're dancing, or they're girls who wish they were dancing like the dancer. It's a whole, what used to be taboo and underground is no longer the case. It's very popular. So to lead to your point, all the songs that they mention, they mentioned Magic City and all that, and you hear them all, especially in Atlanta artists for the last 20 years, they've been rapping about it. But my point is, I told you, I don't have a problem with, that's your personal preference. You want to go out? I don't have a problem with. Who am I to tell somebody what they need to do?
Right, you do your life, and this is not something you've never been there, right?
My only thing. No.
Would you go?
No. Those days are, when I was like, back in the day, I tried, they laughed at us because we were all young. They were like, how much y'all think y'all about?
Did you go in there?
No, I'm saying they laughed at the idea of like, cause we did like however much it was. We were like, oh, it was packed. I don't even remember what event. So those days are that's not my era now. But my biggest thing is, I get it. I knew Atlanta would love it. I told you that Atlanta will be all in. It's a big deal. But I just thought then when we talked about it, that the NBA being tied to it is just one of those you can, but should you?
But
you can because it's legal and it's no big deal.
But there's OnlyFans also sponsoring events like sporting events. OnlyFans
specifically the NBA. I'm not saying they're not sponsoring axe throwing on somebody's.
But I'm just saying like the whole thing has changed. If this was 25 years, I would agree with you. But once you lay down with the gambling and that thing,
let me answer that because that's the point. But
what moral ground are you standing on?
I'm glad you said that because I agree. We've talked about the gambling, the prop betting we've done. That's been a big thing on our show. That's why I do wonder if there's a part of them like, all right, we got the gambling, we got issues with players coming back and forth. This has not been great for us. Terry Rozier, Malik Beasley, all the stuff that went on, Chauncey Billups, that's still pending and all that investigation.
I know, where'd that go? We haven't heard anything on
that. So you have all this stuff, the stench to which a handful of years ago you joined in on this NBA, and that's my point. Is there a regret of opening up Pandora's box of doing this,
the commissioner
doing that? So that's why I just thought, not that it makes sense for Atlanta. Anybody knows Atlanta, it totally makes sense. But more so the league, okay. If you told me, say it was one of our shorter conversations we had, we call them, 45s. We were having one of those because Magic City was doing some unsanctioned NBA thing, and the NBA was like, nah, we'd rather you not. That would make more sense.
We're digging deep here. The Bee Gees, Odd Couple. Fox Sports Radio. Rob Parker, Martin Weiss on a funky Flashback Friday. And for over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. They come to you. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
I got a question.
Yes.
Because I wasn't alive when the Bee Gees were saying to stay alive. Was the phrase Bee Gees for, like, if you have an upset stomach, did that exist then?
The Bee Gees?
No, if you've got an upset stomach, somebody might say you got the Bee Gees. Exactly.
No, that's not what that was.
So I'm saying, did it exist prior to? I see it because the entirety of my life, both of these phrases have existed in perpetuity.
I never heard of bubble guts until recently.
Really?
Really, we didn't use that when I was younger. I never heard of bubble guts. Just so you had an upset stomach or something, or you?
Well, he did.
Okay. So Rob G, do we have this Carmelo Anthony? I'm just asking, is there sound on Carmelo Anthony saying that Ant-Man is the best in the NBA? That's all I'm asking. Do we have sound or just a quote? Just a quote?
I think he's looking it up now.
Okay.
Looking up the sound now.
Oh, we do have it. Okay.
For so long, JB sacrificed everything. He was a sacrifice guy.
Yep.
Right? Okay, here, JT, here. Boom. Okay. I know I'm good with who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But now I held the fort down for you. I had the fort down for the whole organization who probably didn't think we would be in this situation. So we gotta have an understanding with the JT gotta be very mature about this situation. There's no egos, there's no pride.
I was gonna say, what is this? Turn that off.
Yeah, this is Carmelo Anthony agreeing with me, saying that Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown might have an issue coinciding together because Jaylen Brown's been the alpha dog all season.
But I don't understand that. After today, with the comeback and watching Jayson Tatum, and then they rolled over Dallas easily. You think there's an issue? What would be the issue that the way other people see them? You got a chance to win another championship. I just don't understand why can't we play together? You're mad at who? Who are you mad at? The people who don't want to elevate you, even though Jayson Tatum had all the higher stats in the finals, but but they gave you the MVP. So to act like they don't respect you, that doesn't make sense to me.
I'm just saying.
Does that make sense?
When you have been the second name in the marquee.
He won the MVP over the second guy on the marquee.
Jayson Tatum. Okay, I'm not buying that. No, because everybody.
What do you mean no?
Because when he won the finals
who was the MVP? Who was the MVP? It was Jaylen Brown.
And then afterwards, everyone said that it was the wrong person. The wrong person got the MVP.
It was weird that somebody who led the team in every category didn't win the MVP.
I agree. I'm not saying I agree with all of that. All I'm saying is this. If I'm Jaylen Brown, I would have a middle finger to a whole lot of people because a lot of people have been talking crazy about me and what I do around here. Because now all of a sudden Jayson Tatum comes back and now the streets are paved with gold in Boston.
Daddy's home. You didn't see that? People went crazy in Boston. Clam chowder for everybody. I'm just telling you. You don't think that the way he looked tonight, and there's a long way to go, Martin. There's 19 games left in the regular season playoffs. You don't think they're the favorite in the East?
No.
Okay. Who's the favorite to you?
Right now, I would have, honestly, Cleveland.
Okay. Wow. Even though you know that James Harden doesn't normally play well in the postseason.
It's more of a bet on Donovan Mitchell not having to be the primary ball handler and scorer. Okay. I fully expect James Harden to average like 12 points a game. Okay. I don't expect a big game from him.
Yeah. I with Boston now, Pistons, I don't like their outside shooting. Their three-point shooting has been really bad.
It's that with the Pistons, and they need another ball handler.
Right.
It's too much Cade all the time. And that's a team with a bright future, but I don't think they can't win a championship this year.
Not this year.
I expect them to win series, though.
More than one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, honestly, the minute Halliburton got hurt last year, I said I think the Pistons can make the Eastern Conference Finals, and I've stuck with it.
You think they're going to make the Eastern Conference Finals?
I do.
Let's bet wings on that.
It's matchup dependent, but if I had to say now,
let's bet wings on. That's all good. A 10-piece. Martin Weiss, we appreciate you. Listen to check out Martin on the weekend.
So who's your team you're picking to go to the Eastern Conference Finals on the other half?
Well, I had before that, the Tatum coming back, I was going to pick the Knicks, but now I'm picking Boston.
So Boston. All right. Good deal.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that?